Hello, everyone. Howdy. Give me your best emotes in chat, please, and I would appreciate that. Hey, Timmac. Well then.
Is it on?
Yeah, it's on.
We're on.
We're on.
I'm on.
Let's do it.
Do it.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lewis. I'm your temporary host for Timmac's live build. For those of you that don't know, here at Origin PC, we host live builds every once in a while for our dearest friends. And today that friend is Timmac. So a lot of you I see in chat are followers of Mr. Timmac. So I hope you will enjoy the build. So over here we have PJ, our builder. You can see his name in the top right of the screen. He is preparing the build, so he's already unboxing some of the parts and get everything ready to go. But before we get started, we're going to go over a couple things. First, we're going to go over some stuff happening with us at Origin PC and get that out of the way as soon as possible so we can get to the build itself. And then we're going to go into the specs of the PC, and then we're going to bring Timmac on the show. So, it's cool. Change title. Everything should have been updated. Restream is just not cooperating. Version. So, but anyways, we'll jump to the promos. Let's see if Twitch is just not cooperating. Oi. So, for those of you that don't know, we are actually currently running our February promo. Upgrade to your heart's desire. Purchase select gaming desktops and get your choice of a free upgrade to a 2 terabyte Seagate FireCuda 2.5 SSHD, or a free upgrade to a 500 gigabyte Seagate Barracuda 2.5 SSD. So, if you want a SSHD for more storage, or you want a fast SSD, you can do that. And of course, we have a whole bunch of extras, including a digital copy of Battlefield V and or Anthem, depending on which RTX GPU you get. A GeForce Fortnite bundle if you get a GTX 1060 or 1070 GPU. A copy of The Division 2 if you get an AMD Ryzen 5 or 7 CPU. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 with an Intel Core CPU. A digital Steam key for Scum, and a Star Trek Online pack. Yeah, I did call it Battlefield V. That's how they call it all the time, man. Battlefield 5, Battlefield V. Whatever, man. We just launched new RTX gaming laptops, so those RTX graphics I just talked about, so you can get real-time ray tracing on thin and light laptops. So you can go check that out at originpc.com under the laptop section. Speaking of laptops, we actually have, our PCs, we actually have some specially designated PCs designed to ship within 1 to 2 business days. Because normally when you customize a PC on our site, it takes some time because we have to put it together, do extensive testing, but these PCs are ready to go. So they're in the back, ready to go, and shipping out within 1 to 2 business days. So go ahead and check that out. Those are called our ready-to-ship systems. We already talked about this bundle, but just to go over one more time, if you get an RTX GPU, you get Battlefield V, 5, Cinco, I don't know, and or Anthem. You can check that out at originpc.com. What else do we got? The Fortnite bundle, which I just talked about. So you actually get a cool little outfit there that's exclusive to this bundle for right now, if I'm correct. And what else do we got? So the Division 2, which I just mentioned as well. So you can check all of that out in our social channels and on originpc.com. All right. PJ, how are you doing?
Doing good in yourself.
Doing great. So the other host, the more awesome host, Brian, will be taking over shortly. But first, we'll go into the specs. Just one quick rundown. And then I will summon Timmac and pass it over to Brian. The specs. So everyone likes seeing the specs of the PCs. So today's build is an Origin PC New Millennium desktop with a standard orientation. Is that correct, PJ? A standard orientation?
Yes, correct.
Okay, perfect. A 1000-watt EVGA Supernova G3 power supply, EVGA black sleeved cables, an EVGA Z390 FTW motherboard, a Frostbite 240 all-in-one cooler. That's correct too, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. For fans, we have Corsair RGB 120mm fans for extra RGB lighting. For the CPU, we have an Intel Core i9 and 9900K 8-core CPU. Of course, it can go to 5 GHz with max turbo. A single 11GB NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2080 Ti GPU. So that right there, my friends, is the top of the top in the GeForce RTX lineup, not including Titan. 64 gigabytes of 3000 megahertz Origin PC approved DDR4 RAM from Kingston. I believe it's HyperX. Am I correct?
It's HyperX Predator RGB.
Bam. There it is. 1 terabyte Seagate Barracuda 2.5 SSD for super fast startup times. A 1 terabyte Seagate FireCuda 3.5 SSHD for storage for games and whatnot. An Origin wooden crate armor. Of course, we ship our PCs with armor for very important reasons to protect the PC while shipping. Our warranty and lifetime 24/7 US-based support team. So if something, if you want to call up middle of the night, hey, I need to update some drivers, our support team will be there to help out if you need any help with that. And of course, Windows 10. Surprise. I mean, you can install any OS you want, of course, but we ship with Windows 10. So shout out to Microsoft. All right. So those are the specs. PJ's getting everything ready to go. Let's go ahead and summon Timmac. Let's see if we're good. Timmac, just heads up, we're calling you on Discord right now. All right.
Hello.
Hello. Are we gonna get any video or just audio today?
I could throw on video. I don't know if this is just a sec here. Let me see.
We're ready for both. Just let us know which one you prefer.
Okay. Let's see. I don't know if this camera's hooked up. I think it. No. Specs look good though. I'm excited.
Oh man, I've seen multiple builds, and this is, of course, another excellent PC.
Okay, I think we're almost good. Let's see if this works.
Let's cross our fingers. Let's take a look. Maybe. Oh, something's loading. Oh, all right. Let's go ahead and do a quick swap here.
Oh, I got all this crap on the side.
Hold on. Don't worry, we got you. It's gone. We took care
Oh,
of it.
sweet.
Little bit more on the
Easy.
left, too. There you go. Right
There we go.
Perfect.
Cleaning up right over
All right.
here.
Nice.
All right, let me do a quick little swap on the other screen. Just making sure. Just make sure we got to clean up over here, and we're good. Look at that. Clean it up.
Nice. All right.
Perfect. All right, Tim. I'm gonna pass you over to my other host, Mr. Brian Orr. He is an awesome person to talk to, and I hope you enjoy talking to him. I will be on standby. I'll be right next door, just listening and paying attention.
Okay.
Treat him
Hey, easy enough. So you're like the MC that just hooks everybody up.
pretty much. All right, it was a pleasure talking to
All right,
you.
cool.
And we're
Yeah,
gonna
you too, Liz.
we're gonna go RTX off for a split second, and we're gonna transfer to Brian.
All right.
Hello.
Hello.
Yo. That was loud.
What's
Hey,
going
what's
on,
up,
man?
How's it going, man?
Chilling.
Mr. Timmac.
I
All right,
know.
hold on one second. Let me get my name tag up here real quick. Awesome. There we go. And then in case Lewis chimes in, I can go ahead and put his name tag up there. But yeah, I think we're all good on setup. Man, thank you so
Cool.
much for joining us, man. We
Yeah, no
really
problem.
appreciate that. Like that's super cool of you, man. Anytime we can
No,
get
this is
anybody
cool.
on the
I'm-
stream,
I
that's-
come from like a desktop background and server administration, all that stuff. So I have a huge IT background. So this kind of stuff's fun.
Yeah, man. That's great. That's great to hear. So, let's just jump right in. First of all, hey chat. I see you guys saying hello. Hi. How's it going? We got name tags. We got everything. Chat. If you ever got questions, fire them off. Definitely try to read them out while I'm talking to Timmac. And this is a
think
PC
you're,
build, and we definitely want to make sure that we're answering any questions that you guys have about this PC. But more importantly, we're here today, to chill with Timmac and to basically talk computers and all things related. So really looking forward to it. So yeah, man. What were you doing right before you got over here? Some streaming?
Before I came on here, no, I wasn't streaming yet. I'll probably be rolling after this.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I was hanging with fam. Wife leaves for work around like 2:30, so I was hanging with them until then.
Okay. Nice.
It kind of worked out pretty well doing it at 3. Why no gaming chair? Because I got a Herman Miller.
Yeah, Harmon. it's funny. It's funny you mentioned that. I used to do like part-time work in a studio for like a college campus, and
Yeah.
they had those chairs like everywhere, and like I had no idea what they were until I actually sat down and went. I'm like, man, this ruined chairs for me. Like you guys don't understand. Like it's those Harmon Miller chairs are like $800 a pop. Like those are some quality chairs, man.
Yeah,
Those are some serious stuff.
This one was a little more.
Oh yeah.
I was
Oh
buying
wow.
a retail. Yeah, and of course my wife needed the same exact thing in the room, so she's got her little space, and the chairs had to match. So
Yeah,
we've got
but
an
they're-
extra one just sitting there that's barely ever used.
It's an investment, man. It's kind of like
Yeah,
a
no
bed
kidding.
where like you need to like definitely make sure that you're the very thing that you're sitting in or sleeping in for that amount of time. Like it's gotta like take care of you, because you guys.
Yeah, man.
It's wild, man. Like trust, like especially you. I can only imagine. Like you gotta sit to do your streams. I mean,
Yeah,
plus, of
long
course-
periods of time.
what? I'm sorry, I kind of lost you a little bit there.
I think we lost him.
Oh no, we didn't lose you, did we? Hold on, let's see what's up, guys. We'll figure this out, chat. technical difficulties. But we'll get him back. So in the meantime, PJ, what you got going on, man?
Oh, I'm getting ready to build the system.
Timmac, if you're still there, just give us a holler. Discord. Oh, he's in chat. Discord die. It might have. If anything, we'll just relaunch Discord. Oh, I think we got you back.
There we go. You know what? I think the USE server died. I just swapped it.
Okay. Well, luckily for all of us, Timmac is a tech support genius, and he could do these things like this. People.
I didn't realize you could. I didn't realize you could change the region on that.
Well, that looked like it worked out, man.
All right.
Sweet.
So I was just asking PJ what he's got going on. Every so often, I like to just check in on PJ just to make sure, you know, what's going on, just to make sure that he's you know, doing what he needs to do.
Make sure I'm competent enough to know what
Basically. Oh, I'm like see-through right now. I like this. I'm like a ghost.
So right now I'm gonna start prepping the motherboard. We got an EVGA Z390 FTW motherboard with HyperX Predator 4x16 at 3000 megahertz with an Intel i9 9900K.
Can we get a camera shot on the RAM there that you just pulled out?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This is some quality stuff here, Timmac. I mean, even
Right here?
I got you, buddy. I got you with the cameras. That's some good stuff, man. Those are RGB modules, so it's definitely gonna look real nice.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, man.
So start prepping that now. That's Lewis.
Yep, Lewis. That's the man. That I like to call him the man in charge of all of this. Like without Lewis, this stream would just burst into flames. Like he's the man behind the camera. So like he's awesome, dude. Like, but yeah, man. So let's chat, man.
All right,
this is the best. I love doing this because I mean it gives me the opportunity to meet new people and to basically talk PC and video games and, you know, all things that I basically am passionate and love doing, man. So.
Oh yeah, what have you been playing Apex?
To be completely honest, I've been watching it more than I've been playing it because I'm one of those like guys where it's like I love Battle Royale, but as a spectator sport. Because the second I jump into my own match, I lose, I rage, and I'm like, yeah, I can't do this. Like it's my heart beats, my palm gets sweaty.
No,
like,
that's the best part of
like,
it. Man.
You know,
and
you're absolutely right. Like I just got to get over the fear of losing. And I feel like that is what makes the game fun for anybody, you know. And
oh man, you got to go into it expecting not to win. That's, you know, it's all about the journey, though. You know. You gotta...
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and are you playing Apex at all? Like how?
I did a little bit. It's not really my viewers' cup of tea, but I do fairly well when I am playing it. No, I mean, I've been jumping around a lot. I mainly did GTA RP for a long time,
okay,
and then gave that up for a couple months. Ended up playing games like Atlas, some Sea of Thieves. We were jumping around to quite a few things. The Isle was a lot of fun. That's like this, you know, it's almost like a dinosaur sim in a way. You just run around as a dino and survive and grow and all that.
My brother would love that game. He loves dinosaurs. What was the name of that game?
It's called The Isle.
The Isle, and it's like it's a dinosaur RPG. You said?
Yeah, in a way. Pretty much, it's basic game mode is find food and water and survive and grow. So you kind of evolve from you know, juvenile to an adult, and you grow and you get more powerful as you go. But you know, some people kind of like do a real, like, you know, semi-realism, if you can call it that, where, you know, packs will run around together. Sometimes they'll eat each other just being a dick, but you know, most of the time you got like T-Rexes, and I think they just added a Giga, which is pretty cool.
That's actually really neat. That sounds like a lot of fun. I mean, I'm sure you can just do your own thing, be a T-Rex, try to rule the kingdom, or run. Me personally, I think I would run around like a Velociraptor pack. I feel like that's
I think they have the raptor. I know they had them in for a little bit, and they would be able to latch on to like a larger dinosaur, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure. I don't know what the state is on those right now, or they may have taken the ability out.
What about flying dinosaurs like pterodactyls and stuff like that?
I don't think they want flying too much. Maybe because it's kind of like cheesy. Like you'll never you know, when everything's grounded, you'll have this flyer that just comes in. They'll never. It's, you know, the collision's not really in yet, so
Yeah.
you know, it's a very early game, but they've been doing a lot. The developers are super active in chat, and yeah, I like groups like that you know, when they're super into like the Twitch community and
That's
get
good.
feedback from it, because from a viewer, it's important too for them to sell the game.
Yeah, definitely. It's funny you mentioned that. I feel like the industry now has very much shifted into what is good for not only play but for viewing as well. Because I mean, it's just by default now. Like, you know, you're gonna have your game released, and your game is not only gonna get played by a massive audience, but, you know, streamed and viewed by possibly a much larger audience, you know, and that's a critical selling point for games now, especially in today's market.
It's crazy. Like, look at Apex. Apex has what, 25 million players,
It's
and they
nuts.
barely advertised and just paid a bunch of broadcasters to play the game, and they would have played it anyway. Honestly, they probably didn't even have to pay them.
Yeah, it's wild, man. It's the time we live in, especially for marketing games like this. It's really, really cool. Titles updated, restream did not update title properly. And take care of it. I mean, that's why I told you, Lewis is the man. Lewis sees the issue. Lewis does this to the issue. Lewis has no issues. So
nice.
So I mean, yeah, I tuned in your stream the other day, and I saw you doing some GTA. You said that it's role playing GTA.
Yeah. It's funny. I mean, it's older at this point. I mean, like modded GTA is it's very limited in terms of what you can do with it, but we have it's based on a mod called 5M, which allows you to set up your own server and kind of customize it. I don't know if you've ever watched like Arma 3 stuff in the way back one, but it's similar in that sense, where you'll have a bunch of developers working on custom code to allow you to do random things. Like they added like housing in the game, and there's like a cop force in there that can arrest you. You know, you can sell drugs and shoot each other, and then there's like ballistics that come back to the gun you shot. So there's a lot of evidence gathering and all this crime and stuff, and people just act out like characters and stuff, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I can see how for a game of that age, like that's, you know, appealing to do stuff like that. That actually definitely sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, GTA is the most realistic setting you're gonna find in terms of like a video game at all. I don't know of any other game that would be very like kind of down to earth, like realism type of, you know, something that you can relate to and, you know, actually see in the real world. So that's why I think the environment's really good to kind of role play, and it's still the best RP game when it comes to voice role play though.
I can't believe this is happening, but it sounds like
our fire alarm going off?
Fire alarm is going off. It's the stream. This stream is too hot, ladies and gentlemen. That's what this is. So wait, is that a false alarm, guys? Okay,
oh.
I guess we're gonna wait to see, guys. Will we burn down? Stay tuned.
You guys got a window you can jump out of?
We'll be all right. We've got good hit points here. We're all right.
Oh god.
But disregard. I hope that's not too loud on chat. Like, let me actually turn my mic down a little bit, because I don't wanna
get a little louder and open the door open, but I don't really hear it.
Okay. So someone's vaping in the office. Yeah, that's probably what it was. Oh,
someone's
man.
Vaping. It's probably somebody's freaking toaster they forgot to turn off.
Yeah, you know what? That's entirely a possibility, man. I had a sandwich earlier today, so it's, you know, that's totally in the realm of possibility.
To get it.
Yeah. Wait a second. I thought I had a sandwich.
It's in the other room, still cooking.
Oh man, this is gonna be a fun stream, man. Oh boy. So so let's I wanted to kind of touch a point that you started this stream with, but you said that you have a background in desktop. So like, can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, I mean, I was building my own computers when I was super young. Growing up, built my own computers, ended up helping other people build theirs, had a bunch of gamer buddies. We were all PC gamers at that time, so they would always, we'd always be speccing them out and building stuff. Then I got into IT in general, worked for this lumber yard. I was doing pretty much kind of run of the mill everyday IT stuff for the whole company, but it was a lumber yard, so it wasn't like and home center, so it wasn't like super advanced. It was more like point of sale stuff and the back end stuff. I don't know if anybody's worked for that type of industry. The terminals they had to use. I had to swap out freaking dumb terminals, like things that were like green screen, like black and green, like old school stuff that's wired into this mainframe. It was so, and line printing. I had to swap all that. And then I moved down to Charlotte and I was doing some desktop support and some data center stuff. Got set up in the desktop area again. Then got promoted up to server admin and I was doing more data center and all that kind of stuff. But
You're very familiar with the whole did you turn it off and turn it back on again?
Oh my god, anytime I have to call up like for an internet issue, I literally just gave up on doing it. Now I have 2 lines in my house, so if one goes down I'll swap to the other and then hopefully they'll fix it over time.
Yeah. That's pretty great. I mean, I also have a support background. It's actually what I did starting off in this company. So it's pretty cool. We kind of got a little similarity there. I did tech support because I'm sure you probably know we have 24/7 tech support. And it's not
nice.
like we outsource our support to other countries. Everything is in house. We have a group of guys that we have round the clock. And I used to work the night shift and night shift was fun, man. You obviously you get your calls of people who genuinely have a concern and every so often you just have somebody calling just because like they just want to like figure something out in a game or a setting, like, hey, like how can I get more frames on game A or B? And it's like,
I'm trying to push the performance a little bit on this one.
And, more often than not it's a friendly conversation. So I mean that's the that's one of the cool things here. We've got a tight knit little family, and for the most part, it's not customer based. It's a family base that we like to build here. With everyone that gets a machine from us and everyone that we work with, yourself included, so we, it's a nice little environment that we got over here. So you have a tech support background.
It's not just sending a computer; it's sort of sending the whole service package with it, and everybody, that's really cool. Yeah,
man. So
some of them can be a little frustrating. I will say that it's just like sometimes it makes absolutely no sense why something stopped working, and you're like, you just gotta just send it back to me. I'll send you a new one. Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, there's like in my opinion at least, there's like a certain threshold of how much troubleshooting do you do before you just replace it. Like it's it's at that point
that was our motto too.
It's up to the user to determine that ultimately. But I mean, if you're consulting someone who knows what they're doing about it, and person says, I mean, for example, I saw someone earlier in chat. Mind you, chat, I'm keeping a close eye on you guys. But someone was saying that you have a clicking hard drive. I can tell you right now, like if you have a clicking hard drive, it shouldn't be clicking, and just get a new hard drive. Like if you're still able to use it, back it up immediately and replace that hard drive. Like there's just certain things that you just know. Okay, do this. But there are certain Windows. I don't know about your experience with Windows, but Windows will always keep you on your toes, and always with every new update, there's always something to definitely consider, especially when they're pushing out. For the most part, they do a really good job at patching it up. But every time there's a new update that comes out, it's like,
the updates though, if you don't get to them right away, they start hitting your computer. They like there's a performance where it's just like it's got it cached and waiting for you to update, and the longer you wait, the more like it just seeps out of your computer. I'm like, I gotta restart this thing. It's been sitting there for 2 days, and now my PC's like doing something weird.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's been something weird with the current build I have, but.
Let's talk about that a little bit. I mean, since we're gonna upgrade your system, let's talk about the system that you're currently using right now. I mean, if you want to talk about it, of course.
Yeah, well, I mean, what I normally do is, well, at least this is kind of the model that's been going on. I had one PC that I built for Arma. I had a current PC that I was using for streaming and all that stuff for Arma, and then it wasn't enough, so I ended up building a new machine, which is still a couple of years old, but still not bad. But I figure I'm gonna take the machine and then move that to my streaming PC, and then I'll take the streaming PC. So it'll kind of be this kind of shuffle from my new PCs turning into my stream PCs because you don't need as much for it. But
Yeah.
I mean, I have it's got a 5960X in it, which is a fairly decent CPU. Yeah, I mean, it was like $1,000 or something like that just for the CPU. I mean, the machine's pretty good. It's got 32 gigs, but it's kind of like running old memory and all that. When memory is kind of a big deal when it comes to new games and stuff coming out, like streaming textures and all that too.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. D Family thank you so much for that sub. Just in case you guys didn't know, all of our subs, all of our donations, all currency on this channel goes to St. Jude. So hashtag for the kids, guys. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate that.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, there you go. We just get some subs.
There you go. But yeah, man. I mean, it sounds like you still have a very capable machine. I mean that machine sounds like it could still. I mean, so what are your plans once you get this computer? Are you going to use it as a backup? Like, are you still going to like use it like maybe give it to somebody else?
Well, probably my real old streaming PC. I mean, it's got a 1080 Ti in it. My current rig's got a 2080 Ti. But I'm gonna try out with a streaming PC, you're cloning your source and all that. But I was thinking about doing the new NVIDIA encoder and see how that looks, because I know the 2080s are good for that. So I'll have one that's good for obviously gaming, and then with the cloned output, I'll probably end up doing the NVIDIA encoder on my stream PC, which should be pretty nice.
Yeah,
having two of those is actually really good. I was hoping you were throwing that in there, to be honest.
What were you talking about? The 2080?
The 2080.
Yeah. We got the 2080 Ti in there.
Yeah.
We got. Let's pull it up.
That'll be nice. Because that's what I got in here, and it's gonna be really nice. Oh, there we go. There they are. Yeah, that 9900K looks. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Oh man. Oh yeah. It's anytime you add additional cores to your machine, it's always amazing. Look at this. And there you go. There's your card. PJ's giving you a little unboxing experience. Let's add the.
I think that's the exact model I have. Maybe I'll throw them both in one.
Wow.
Maybe I'll supply it. That'd be pretty nice.
Kids, if you're at work right now, please be careful. This is
NSFW right here.
Is not safe for work.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love it.
A little slower there, PJ, just so that we can really like this.
Can't just go at it like that. You gotta
big black box in front of the monitor that I look at, so I couldn't exactly see what I was showing you.
But can it run Crysis? That's a good question, General V. We can definitely test to see if it runs Crysis. As a matter of fact, Crysis is one of our major benchmarks. I'm more concerned if it runs Minesweeper. Yeah, no, it's got to run Minesweeper. That's a must.
I'm really looking forward to throwing Star Citizen on this thing, man, and seeing how that's run. I know that's one of those that's not really optimized completely, but god damn, that game looks good.
I mean, with that kind of CPU power, complemented by that beast of a graphics card, I can't imagine you're gonna have any problems running that game.
No, not at all. I don't think so. No, I mean the machine I got, it seems to be okay, but I'm more excited about moving my gaming PC to my streaming PC, because with OBS and having lots of browser sources and everything, it starts chugging after a while.
Absolutely.
And so I think this is going to boost the stream quality all around, because I'm going to be swapping my gaming one to that. I'm really glad you're throwing that 1 terabyte SSD in there, because I can't I have a hard time managing space, so that's what I'm running now, and that's super useful. But having an extra storage in there too is gonna be sweet.
Absolutely, man. And the nice thing about these systems is just the modularity of them. It's very easy to get in and out of them. So if you ever do need to swap a hard drive for whatever reason, it's not an issue at all. It's for the most part it's plug and play. You might have to format a drive, but I'm sure you know how to do that. And it takes 2 seconds, and even quicker to get in and out of that system. So I mean, it's I mean, again, we're happy to to help you out, man. We know that when it comes to content creation and any capacity, storage is always that's always a very important thing. JPC guy is SSD for the main operating system drive.
It's both though, yeah.
Yeah, and they're both. I mean, this is there's no mechanical drives in this machine.
Oh, really? I thought I saw there was an extra one.
Let's double check that real quick.
The 1 terabyte storage is a mechanical.
It's well, it's an SSHD, so it's like a hybrid drive.
Solid state hard drive.
There you go. So it's faster
really?
than
I've
it's
never even heard
faster
of
than a
those.
traditional hard drive.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So there's not as much like spin up time or anything.
It's flash accelerated. So
Sick. All
yeah,
right,
man.
That works for me.
Yeah. So PJ, what you got going on right now, man?
Just wiring up the internal cables and on the case first before I start running the cables.
You already installed the motherboard?
Yeah.
Yo, you did that in the blink of an eye.
Oh, you were having a nice conversation.
like, well, like, can we get a flip real quick just so we can see the motherboard inside the machine?
Yes, as soon as I'm finished with this cable that I'm trying to tie up.
Absolutely, man.
Sure can.
Yeah, poor Devil 30. Yeah, PJ's cable management, as we've touched many times before, is the best. It's why we have PJ doing what he does. As a matter of
That's
fact,
why
PJ,
I buy them now. That's I mean, after this last build, I'm like, I vowed to never build another one myself because I see all these other like machines that, especially you guys are building. I watched like one of the first like builds you guys did for Lyric, and I'm like, oh my god, I wish I could just have that type of management because I'm so bad with it. But the cases that they out there now, I mean, I have a Corsair case, so that was pretty nice. I'm not sure what you guys make your own cases. I see you have the custom frame on that.
Yep, they are proprietary cases. We're the only PC manufacturer on the market that has these, and they're fully modular. That's what I'm talking about.
You
could reorient them. So like right now, your system is standard. But if we wanted to, we can flip it so that the motherboard is on the other side. We could flip it so that the motherboard is upside down, or we could orient it 90 degrees so that the graphics cards can be going. All of your inputs can be going up instead of to the back. So there's
cool.
These are fully customizable machines. Yeah, we're the only PC manufacturer in the world that has this case technology.
Sick.
Yep.
Yeah, and the cable management looks like it's super like the feeds and all that look.
There's grommets in there for days, so it's like it's if you need to route a cable and minimize the amount of distance between the grommet, like there's plenty there, as you can see, to get that done. So if you ever need to add a drive or you need to do any sort of additional cable management on your own for whatever reason, again, it's very easy to map it out and to work on this machine.
That's awesome.
And of course, I mean, if you ever need questions, if you ever have questions and you want to try something out, all you got to do, again, as I was talking about earlier, just call our 24/7 technical support, and one of our guys will answer the phone immediately and be happy to help you. So
sweet, yeah, that seems super easy. Yeah, I'm excited though. This thing looks like I think it's smaller than my other cases, which is really nice. Is that mid ATX?
No, it's a full ATX tower.
Oh, is that full? Oh,
yeah. I think maybe just the way it looks on camera, it
maybe
looks a lot smaller.
Okay. A little fit. I mean, I've got plenty of room down there, so it's good enough. I mean, I've got two. I don't know. I don't think I have a full ATX. I guess I do have two full ATX. Yeah.
It is considerably like sleeker than our previous design. Our V2 case, like it was similar in size, but like some of like the edges and the corners were a little, I don't want to say bulky, but they kind of just protruded out a little more. Whereas with this design, we went with a very sleek and smooth finish. I mean, it's still true to the look of the Millennium, but just a lot sleeker. Basically, it's
nice. Yeah, looks good. I like the front, like kind of beveled front or whatever you call that.
Oh man, wait till you see the panel like that. That's the good stuff right there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And that's also something else that I should touch up on, guys, in case you didn't know. We do custom UV print. So, I mean, aside from the glass panel that's on the case itself, you guys can submit, when you actually purchase a machine, you guys can submit whatever image you want so that we can have it UV printed onto the machine. So, if, you have maybe a game screenshot or a picture of your family or something like that you want to go ahead and put up, all you got to do is submit it to us. We'll go ahead and we'll put it on there. Chat is going off right now. What is this?
Whatever, chat. Whatever.
What is this? I need to
put them on yours if you really want to. That was like my first emote. I got a big forehead. That's why I hat. So
boy,
they just roast me on that all day.
Oh really? I mean, yeah. I also am a little conscious about my forehead.
Top heavy.
Oh yeah. And it's funny because like I feel like it's I feel like as I get older, it gets longer. Like it's coming out of my head
Oh,
more.
it does. Yeah, yeah, it goes.
And I'm like, oh
That
no,
hairline, man, makes it, keeps going.
I don't want this. I don't want this anymore. I feel like my hairline used to be like this, and now it's like this. It's like getting round, and it's like, oh no.
Yeah,
Age.
you know what? That's the hand we're dealt.
Yeah, man. Nah, I'm gonna be young forever, man.
Yeah, you wish.
Someone in chat earlier was asking what your shirt said.
Oh, it's just, I think I got this when I went to the Twitch office. It just is like a blank name tag. It says, hello, my Twitch ID is, and it's just whatever.
Can you actually get like a dry erase marker and like write on there? And like,
I probably could, but it'll just come off. I didn't want to mess with it. If I don't like how I write on it, then I'm stuck with like that sloppy handwriting forever.
that's the whole point of the look. I feel like it's supposed to look like a slap-on sticker on your chest.
Yeah, I mean, it's already peeling. You know how shirts get like after a while.
Oh yeah, no,
so
I get what you're saying.
Honestly, I just threw it on. I wasn't really looking. I'm not that into my appearance, even though I'm on camera every day.
I mean, for you, I guess. I mean, for any streamer, I feel like it's more just about letting people into your life more than anything. So I mean, it's
100%. Yeah,
you're just chilling, man. You're everyone else is just watching. Is just there to join the ride.
There for the reactions. I can. It's just like accentuate your personality a little bit more instead of it just a voice or something. I mean, I know a lot of there's a lot of broadcasters that don't use one, but I think it adds a little element. And then my kid will come by, she'll run over and I'll pick her up. They get all pumped about that too. So it's nice to have.
Yeah, man. It's like just being there, and that I feel like there's different styles of streams, but personally I really like it when someone is just being real. They're not putting on an act in front of the camera. It's just a window into their life, and it's just like you could make some genuine relationships that way, and some really cool friends, But and that's not to knock. That's not to knock on the people who do like crazy elaborate productions on their streams. I mean, those are obviously very entertaining to watch, but every so often, even when you're just viewing a stream, you kind of just want to chill. You don't want to.
Right.
You don't want to be bombarded with all this visual activity. You just want to just relax.
Yeah, there's no stream that's gonna appeal to every single person. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So you figure out what works for you, and honestly, if you can be just yourself and be a decent human being, and you don't have to worry about like putting on an act or personality or any of that, then and it works, then you have the best job in the world. But if you have to put on that personality, it's a little extra work.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, without a doubt, man. I can't. It's easy to take for granted what some of these crazier streamers do, but like it's literally acting. It's work. They have to premeditate like what content am I going to put out today? What act am I going to put on? And it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of behind the scenes.
Yeah, man. I mean, I kind of do that in a sense anyway with RP. So like I'll play a game and play that character in the game. So I'll play like a stoner, or like I was playing a redneck character last night, get the cops to chase me around everywhere.
That's great.
But yeah, it's interesting though. It's a different mindset when you do something like that.
Okay.
It's weird. Like I'll do my mafia guy, my hand starts moving around while I'm like I did, unconsciously.
Oh man, I feel like I would have a blast acting as a mafia guy. I mean, like,
it's fun, man. Like it's like people think it's weird when they first see it, like the first time, and it's like I've had this like without I've been one of the forefront like role playing people from the beginning. I've grinded it, I've tried to give it exposure, I've helped people that were not into it get into it, and it's such a like a small segment of Twitch that's so awesome. When people find it and they really like it, clicks for them, man. It's you just see how excited they get and like how into it they are for the first time. But I think it's a really cool, really cool type of game mode that really allows you to be super creative and kind of just do things you wouldn't do in real life and all that. But
yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, it basically you're making the game your own game, essentially. Like
Yeah, and dude, I honestly like I was playing like GTA 5 still looks absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand how they keep it so fresh and like
Yeah.
current, and then they have like lighting mods you can add to make it look even better.
PJ,
They're like
I know you
importing.
played GTA. You can tack on to the conversation, bro. You don't have to just nod your head, man. I know you love GTA.
I haven't played in a minute. I stopped playing for a while, and I jumped on the other day just to see what it was like, and cruising down like over by the pier. Some guy jumps out of some guy just jumps out of the car and starts shooting some damn laser gun at me. I'm like, what in the hell is this? I'm like, has it been that long since I played? So I get away from him and I go to the gun shop and I'm like, oh, okay, so I see what's up. So I bought like 2 sets of, I bought the handgun and the rifle, and I went right after him. I was like, you want to play games? Let's go play games.
Nice.
That's great, man.
Yeah, I haven't actually played online in a while. I've been just doing the custom servers, so I haven't actually seen the current state of the online mode. I know there was some hackers like for a while there, but I think they all might have been banned. Or
You're gonna get hackers in any online game, but yeah, I can see. I mean, I definitely like the appeal of playing online. It's like literally the only thing my brother does, man. Like anytime I walk in his room, it's just like playing online GTA. Yep, this is my life, and it's like, all right, cool, that's awesome. Like it's just nuts what that game has turned into. Let me ask you. I mean, since we're talking about this, this game specifically, did you ever get into Red Dead at all?
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, I beat the shit out of Red Dead. I love that game, man. That was one of my all-time favorites. Played through like I've never beat a single player game on stream, and I just blew through that game. I love it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's why like there's no mention of them releasing for PC, but the modding community is just waiting to hear when is that going to happen, because that'll open up exactly what we're doing with like Grand Theft Auto, and having our custom servers that's built on the same engine as GTA 5, maybe a modified version of it. Yeah. But so yeah, Red Dead's the big one. If that announcement ever pops, because you know how they do, like they did it. They'd have to be stupid if they wouldn't drop that for PC. Because I mean, with all the shark cards and all the money they've made on from GTA, I mean, it would be dumb. Like it would be financially irresponsible of them to not do that, because like it would sell. It would definitely sell without a doubt. Oh yeah. Yeah, the what was I gonna say? So I remember them like looking. You know how they have the I don't know if you tried the companion app on Red Dead. Like they had a little mobile application that kind of allowed you to see the map and different things. I forget what it was.
Like what they did with the cell phone for San Andreas Customs.
Oh, did they do that? You could like pull it up on your cell phone.
Yeah, I can pull it up right on my cell phone. I can upgrade my car. I can check my finances.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know they did that for GTA.
That's nuts.
Somewhere on my phone. I probably still have the app.
Well, there you go, Timmac. Now you know, bro. Now you can get that companion app going and see what's up.
But my point was that with that is they dissected that app on Red Dead and they found things like Oculus and stuff on there. So I mean, there's only one place you can get an Oculus, right? Yeah. Put that Oculus on. So I mean, if they saw like these VR files and maybe they just haven't announced it, and there's some trace evidence that it might be coming eventually. But they're not gonna announce it until it's business ready.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the thing about Rockstar in general, man. They're really tight. Like they're
good at that.
They're really good at that. Like they will not they can keep things in protection, and like their leaks are minimal if any at all, and they'll announce it when they need to release it. I mean, it's funny that you guys were like, saying that you beat Red Dead. I haven't even played it yet, but that's because for the most part, I play all of my games on PC. So I'm kind of just here like, yep, whenever it comes out on PC, that's what I'm going to get. Like, like I'm not.
You can't wait though. It's too good.
I just don't have a console to play it on. That's the thing. I mean, I'm not like, oh, PC Master Race, but I put a lot of money and effort into my own system that I can't justify buying another console. Especially if the majority of the games I play are on PC, so it's like,
Right, yeah.
But man, let me tell you, many a times have I been at Best Buy just staring at a PlayStation. I'm like, I want to play Spider-Man. I want to play Red Dead. I really want one, you know. And it's like,
So from what I think, I feel like, you know, having all the, you know, well, I don't even have a PS4, but I think honestly, probably so. Switch is king in my book.
oh, I have
console.
wait, what am I saying? I have a Switch. I have a Switch, and you can't beat.
Yeah,
the
you're
Switch.
not gonna be playing Red Dead on that.
Yeah, no, you're right. But yeah,
if I were gonna pick, I'd probably say PS4 is the better buy. Their exclusives are better in general, and then a lot of games like that come out for Xbox is gonna port to the PC, so you can just kind of like just use your PC for that. So if you have a PC, I think PS4 is probably the best secondary.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, I have to disagree with you slightly in the value. I think the Switch is better. I think it's easy to dismiss the Switch as the better buy, and I did for a very long time, and then I got one, and within a week I feel like it was worth every penny. Like,
oh yeah, no, I think the Switch is the most unique console out of all of them, and when I'm traveling, I always have it in my bag. It's amazing.
Yeah, and it's to this day, like, it's still very surreal how awesome that console is. And let me turn PJ's mic down a little bit. But yeah, like it's so cool. Like every time I pull that thing out in the airplane, I always get somebody that looks like, what is that? And it's like, oh yeah, it's the Nintendo Switch. It's, you know, it's a portable console. And then I blow their mind when I pull out the Joy-Cons. I'm like, you want to play? And they're like, what? It's
oh my god.
Yeah,
you just hand it to them.
Yeah, exactly. It's awesome, man. It's slowly becoming like my favorite console. If it isn't already, like, I really love the Switch, dude.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's just a little disappointing with the amount of games they have. That's all.
Yeah, and it's growing over time. I mean, the more there, you know, I heard Warframe's on there, and you know, my buddy goes like he's like tapped into his cell phone, and you know, that's like he's using that for his internet connection, and
oh wow,
he's playing Warframe on there, and it keeps all of his current account stuff. So he's up, you know, he's actually progressing on his main account off, you know, just mobile like that. So it's there's a lot more games that are getting cross-played or at least ported or whatever. More and more, like they got Skyrim on there, don't they? Isn't that
yeah,
on?
Yeah, they do. Skyrim. They have Doom. I think they have Wolfenstein.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, the ports are neat. Oh, Diablo 3. The Diablo 3 port is amazing.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot they were doing that.
It's such a good port. By the way, YouTube, I see you guys. I see you on YouTube chat. Much love. Really appreciate all the activity I'm seeing on the YouTube chat. You guys are all awesome.
Oh, you're everywhere, huh?
Oh yeah, we're streaming on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Mixer, just any platform that streams. We're on that right now.
Oh wow, awesome.
So it's crazy. I got to keep track of like all these different chats.
About different chats. Yeah,
I'm like Batman right now, looking at his like Batcave. It's like nuts. It's ridiculous. But yeah, man, the Switch is a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun playing Super Smash Bros. I mean, who isn't really like that?
Oh yeah, like, Smash is the shit, man.
It's selling consoles. Like, it's a console selling game. Like, it's pretty insane.
Yeah, no, I got that one immediately. I think I got the Switch just off the bat because I was hyped about it. But people are gonna probably flip their crap when I wasn't really into Zelda, man. I couldn't actually get into Zelda and keep going with it.
It's not for everybody. A lot of complaints that I hear about that game is strictly around the whole weapon breaking mechanic. It annoys a lot of people, especially like younger players who don't necessarily understand why that's happening. It could turn off a lot of people. It's like like I like it because I feel like it constantly makes you loot for gear. And it's
right.
You know, you constantly need that next weapon because whatever weapon you have, no matter how good it is going to break. But what about the game that did you not like? Were you not crazy about?
It was more of like when you sit down, like it's a little bit of a wind up period to like, you know, mainly if I'm going to be playing like on the Switch at home, I'm probably jumping into bed, I'm pulling it out, and I'll play for a little bit, and then throw it down and go to bed. If it was Zelda, it's like this whole like it's more of like a time investment that you need to have when you get into that one. And it's just like I couldn't get my I couldn't get my interest built enough to continue playing it or, you know, have enough time to get to that point.
Yeah, that's happened with me on so many games. If it's a game where you kind of have to put down that time investment, especially during those times where it's like, oh, I'm just popping a game on just to kill 30 minutes to an hour. It's difficult to get into, and I can see it. But if you do get into it, I feel like it's a game that you can enjoy.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
without a doubt.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed I didn't really get block out time for it. Just with the Switch. When you're a PC gamer, man, like I want to dedicate my time on the games here.
Absolutely.
And
Oh, you're preaching to the choir, man.
But like Mario is a good one. Like that's an easy one you can pick up, do a level or two, and just drop it after that. That one seemed a lot easier for a pick up and play game.
Yeah. I mean, I personally didn't get into it only because I was kind of like in this situation where it's like, do I want Zelda or do I want Mario? And I went with Zelda. But now honestly, my Switch is just my Smash Bros machine. Like on the weekends, I just go to my brother's house and be like, yo, pop this on the TV. I'm gonna go get some food real quick, and we're gonna duke it out real quick. Final destination, no items. Let's just settle this like men. Yeah, so it's a good time. Wait, what happened?
You to be upset with me? I let you in my house.
Nah, man. My little brother's still mooching off mom, man. So that's mama's house.
Oh, it's on.
So I go there and I go.
To be a man.
Yeah, exactly. I go teach him what's up, teach him what's hard in life, basically. Like it's tough love that we have. But he's getting better, man. He's getting competitive. I don't know if you have any siblings, Timmac, but like I'm sure that you've experienced a time in your life where like you're playing somebody and anytime you play them, you just demolish them. But then
I'm the youngest.
To get better. Oh, really? Okay.
I'm the youngest.
You're the little brother.
Even though I'm old, but yeah, it's yeah, they're a couple brothers 9 years older than me. My sister's 11 years older.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I grew up with Sega Master System. Like I start with that, and we have Genesis.
This is where you and PJ are gonna start clicking right now.
Of course, dude. Come on, regular NES. My boy had a Nintendo Master. We made sure that every dude in the neighborhood had something different, so we all had something to play. So one of my boys had a Nintendo. One of my boys had a Master System. I had a TurboGrafx 16. My brother had the Sega CD.
Yeah, I had that.
So everybody had something. So we were all able to like play a different console. And I have to worry about, hey, I have to go buy it. No, Mike has it.
Yeah.
Mike's got the Nintendo.
Yo, man, Game Gear better Game Boy.
Oh, dude, the original Game Boy. Oh man.
My favorite Game Boy was the Game Boy Advance SP, the flip Game Boy.
No, dude, regular Game Boy with RC Pro-Am.
No, but you have to understand, like before that Game Boy came out, there was no backlit Game Boy. Like there was no backlit screen.
That's why Game Gear was better, man. I like the Sega one.
Game Gear was,
it had the back.
Yeah.
It was nice.
That was the first one with the colored background. So that was like dumping all over the Game Boy at the time.
Oh, so you're saying that Game Boy bit off of Game Gear?
No, Game Gear bit off of Game Boy but made it better.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, they started with the first backlit screen, so it was full color. It was, it was beautiful. And I had an attachment for my Game Gear that let me put like the old Sega Master System games in it. So it was like a portable, like old school Sega.
You were ahead of the game.
Oh dope. Yeah, man. It was great.
That sounds dope.
Yeah, that does sound really cool. I actually have no idea what the Game Gear even is. I mean, if it isn't obvious, I will probably age myself a few times in stream. But
the Game Gear was the Sega's version of the Game Boy, but in color.
Okay.
That's pretty much what it is. And
it was just a handheld,
a very pixelated version of a game. They really got good. Like if you were playing Sonic the Hedgehog, you knew you were playing Sonic the Hedgehog. Like it felt like you pretty much had like a Genesis in your hands. That's what it was like.
Interesting. Yeah.
Like the equivalent to a Sega Genesis, I would say.
Mephirion in chat saying that Game Gear 8 batteries like a beast.
Oh
it did, yeah. No. For sure.
Like
everything was, you did a dump, but it was like driving a freaking car, man.
I remember it would eat batteries so fast. So like for my birthday, my dad bought me this big it looked like the Beats pill container, but it was a charger pack for it. And even that thing would last me like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And I thought that was like ecstatic.
Wow.
Oh man, I got this.
What you got going on there, PJ?
Wiring up the hard drives.
Oh, okay.
Doing big things over here.
That Game Boy Advance SP, that was a big step for me because again, like it was like, for example, like if we're driving on the highway and I was like, I literally had to like put my Game Boy near the window, and like every time a light would pass by, I was like, okay, let me get some. All right, let me get. It's like it was terrible. And then that stupid light attachment, it put too much glare on the screen, so you always had to be holding it at a really weird angle. Man, when that backlit SP came out, I was like, this is what I need in my life. This is amazing.
My last portable console was the PSP. Even then, I thought I would play it because my job previous to this was I was a permit runner. I was an expediter. I worked for a contractor that did. My essential job was just to drop off and pick up permits at every municipality here in Dade and Broward County in Florida. So in between those, when I had to drop off permits, you got to take a number. So I would just sit down and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go buy myself a PSP. And I dumped so many games on that, invested so much money in games, and I played the crap out of it. I had fun, but then I got this job and it just sat in a drawer at my house for.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't know what to do with it, so I just turned and what did I do with it? I think I don't know if I sold it or if I gave it away. I honestly don't remember. But so much money invested to that to not even remember what the heck you did with it.
Just drop it.
Yeah, so
yeah.
it's like, where is it? I don't know. Probably is in a drawer. Maybe I didn't sell it.
Well, you know what? At the time, the money seemed right, so you know, just take your lumps.
Man.
I mean, you got your value out of it.
I had a killer deal on it, and I was like, I can't say no to that. You know what? That might be fun. So, my
It's
favorite
like
game, hands down, on it was Chili Con Carnage. If you ever get a chance, look that game up. That game was hilarious.
Like chili, like the chili that you
Chili Con Carnage.
Chili con carnage.
Yes.
God, you guys. Why does the stream always turn into like talking about food?
It was the same makers who make Tomb Raider. It was from Eidos.
Chili con carnage. Now I kind of want to look that game up.
Whoa. Oh, that was loud. Holy shit.
You know what game I'm talking about? It's hilarious, dude. That was one of those games that had the slow motion. You get a pair of guns and fly in slow motion. You start popping people, and then you can turn in this direction. You can shoot people.
Ah, that does ring a bell. That sounds very.
I could only find it on the PSP, so I mean, it was.
Like that sounds a lot like a Max Payne ripoff.
Yes, but it was just funny.
Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. Mega Skeletor.
Yeah, it looks kind of like GTA 4. Oh yeah, a little Max Payne. Yeah, I see. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, at least I could jam out to that for a while. Yeah, sure.
Oh man, okay, where are we at next?
All right, so while PJ plots his next move, guys, I'm just for those of you that might just be tuning in, just gonna go over some of the specs and promos that we got. I'll start with the promos right now, just in case you guys are curious what we got going on right now back at Origin PC HQ. So right now we're running our February. It's almost that time of month, everybody. So upgrade to your heart's desire. Right now, if you purchase a select gaming desktop or PC, you're going to get a free upgrade to a 2 terabyte Seagate Firecuda 2.5 SSHD, or you can get yourself a 500 gigabyte Barracuda 2.5 SSD. So whatever you want a little bit more capacity. You go with the Seagate Firecuda 2.5 SSHD, or if you just want maybe a little bit of extra speed, you can go with the 500 gigabyte. Both very good options. Obviously, it's up to the customer to decide what you want. Plus, everything you see down below, free ground shipping, and then all of the other promos that I can go ahead and go over right now. Currently, we have the RTX gaming laptops. They're the gaming laptops that now come with RTX powered graphics cards, so they come with up to a 2080, which is great. I mean, you got the power of RTX right there on the palm of your hands and on the top of your lap. So I mean, it's a very powerful machine. They come with 144 hertz displays, so very smooth, buttery gameplay. 4K ready. You can go ahead and you can pop in your Oculus or your HTC Vive if you want to do VR. All totally capable with these machines. What else do we have here? We got the Division 2 bundle, which is currently essentially if you get yourself a Ryzen AMD processor, if you get either a Ryzen 5 or a Ryzen 7 AMD processor, we give you a copy of the Division 2. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, please take advantage of that. What else do we have here? Sorry, I'm just cycling through my... Ooh. We have RTS, ready, set, game, ready to ship. Basically, this is something that Lewis explained earlier, but if any of you gone on our site, you guys know that we have lead times on our machines because all of our machines are built to order. But we have listened to some of your feedback, and we definitely want to make sure that for those of you that just want to buy a system and receive it immediately, we have certain systems, as you guys can see here, when you purchase, you get within 1 to 2 business days after purchase. So go ahead and take advantage of all of that. What else do we have here? And we have the Battlefield 5 and Anthem bundle right now for a limited time. If you get a GeForce RTX card, either a 2070, 2080, or 2080 Ti, you get this bundle here with Battlefield 5 and Anthem, 2 games, when you get yourself any of these bundles here. Now let's go over to the specs. Right now, this is what we're building for Timmac right now. We've got the Origin PC Millennium. It's a standard orientation, but as I explained earlier, you guys can modify that orientation if you see fit. We have the black internals with the HD UV print, which you guys will see at the end of the build. It's looking really, really good. 1000-watt power supply, EVGA black sleeve cables, EVGA Z390 for the win motherboard. We got the Origin PC Frostbite 240 AIO liquid cooler. And for the extra flair, we got the we got the Corsair RGB 120 fans. We got the Intel Core i9-9900K to power this whole thing for the CPU. 8-core processor, which can hit a 5.0 GHz max turbo. We got the 11 GB NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2080 Ti. Again, if you guys got this, you got the Battlefield 5 and Anthem bundle. This is being powered by a whopping 64 gigs of 3000 MHz Origin PC approved DDR4 RAM, and that is Kingston RGB RAM. We got the 1 TB Barracuda 2.5 SSD for his boot drive, and we got the 1 TB Seagate Firecuda 3.5 SSHD for the storage drive as well. So that's really fast storage as well. And then all of this is going to be wrapped up in the Origin wooden crate, because we definitely want to make sure that all the systems we ship out make it there in one piece. So let's get back to PJ. PJ, what we got going on, man?
Nothing.
Okay. Well, that's it. The stream's over, guys.
Not doing anything. Not doing nothing.
Yeah, he stops when the overlay goes up. Yeah.
He's like, overlay up, break time. Come back and he's like eating food and stuff.
Don't tease me with a good time.
So yeah, guys, if you have any questions about the build or any questions about, PC hardware in general, please feel free to ask. I mean, that's what we're here for. We definitely want to make sure that, we're answering those questions. But in the meantime, I want to keep this conversation going with Timmac. Again, Timmac, we really appreciate you being here with us today, man.
Oh, no, right. Hey, thanks for building this thing. It's awesome.
Again, man, it's our pleasure, man. We can't wait to see you unbox it, man. We can't wait to see you get this out and start using it.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
That's always the excited time for us. So, I mean, just something that I typically always ask, just because, I try to keep it as much as a conversation more than anything. The last thing I want to do is be like, question 1, question 2, but something I'm genuinely interested in.
Yeah, a little more fluid, yeah.
Where'd your name come from, Timmac?
Timmac, my mom actually named me way back when. She gave me just the basic username on, like, I forget what the first thing was where it needed like a username. I think it was it Prodigy? Like, it was all these dial-up stuff, like ISPs that she gave. It's my name. Like, my last name's McCrae, so it's just Timmac. So, but yeah, it was. I think it was on Prodigy or like some old ISP, maybe Earthling. I know it was before then. This is one of them though. I can't remember. Yeah, it just stuck. Just kept it, and since then.
Yeah, that's always a good thing, man. Because I know from personal experience, coming up with a name that's not as easy as it is as just coming up with a name, and not often, but I feel like every so often people will like come up with a name and they're like, yeah, I don't like this, and then they'll switch it, and like, I don't like this, and then they'll switch it.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird one, but it's short, so I kept it. And it's not a lot of people take it, so it's an easy one.
And now
I don't know. It's like it's one of those you have to spell for people though. That's the one thing I don't like about it.
I feel like I would get it. I feel like if someone said spell Timmac, I probably would have gotten that first try.
Yeah. You'd be surprised. I mean, people try to spell my last name. It's like MCs or MCC. It's like, all right, whatever. Just spell it. I just hand a card if I meet somebody new in person. Most of the time, because everything's just linked anyway on the internet, so it's not a lot of having to deal with that.
Okay.
But it's mostly during conventions when you have to like, kind of, hey, this is who I am, or, get into it that way. But, it's come to the point where a lot of people are recognize me more than they used to.
Well, you're not exactly a small streamer, man. Like,
yeah, I try to keep it that way. I try to, at least keep it humble.
Yeah, I mean
Oh, you know.
that's always a good thing, man. Yeah, got to keep the humility. Steiner
I don't-
85 in chat is asking, can you buy any of the cases by themselves? That's actually not an option. All of our systems are fully manufactured. So essentially, when you go into the website and you configure a system, basically you start with the case and then you start parting it out by picking your your motherboard, processor, so on and so forth. So cases are not for individual sale. But I mean, if we phase from one case to another, sometimes I know that in the past it's been done. But I mean, for the most part, it's all one case. I mean, it's all one system. So no, cases are not purchased by themselves.
They did it one time, and that was when they launched the first Prime case. The very first case that we ever built. That's the only time that they ever like sold the case individually. I think they did it for maybe like a month, like a custom specialty thing.
i9 not water cooled. No, the i9 is water cooled. We're using a 240 millimeter sealed liquid cooler. It's our Frostbite cooler that's available on our site. DJ,
Yeah.
still cable managing?
Yeah, managing the cables.
Nice.
Dracons, yes, yeah. Yeah, you've been to any conventions yet?
That was actually going to be my next point of conversation, man. Well, this is actually a fairly new position for me to be in marketing. And
cool.
Yeah, and to be part of this whole crew. So my very first show was at PAX South. So I was in San Antonio not so long ago. And
Oh yeah, I was down there.
oh, were you? Oh
I
man,
didn't know you guys were down there. Shit.
oh man, we should have met up. Are you gonna be at East?
I think I might do. I'm still in the air about East. I'm not sure yet. East is like one of those that it just like it really every year it just like it. The timing of it, it's just like, do I really want to go over into this winter wonderland right now? And in the middle of the freezing cold when I'm living in a nice area. Or, I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, so
okay. Oh,
I used to live up in Cape Cod near Boston, so it was I dealt with that for a long time. To go back up there, it's kind of painful. They timed that convention so badly that I wish they would just pick a couple later, a couple months later, man. That would be so perfect there.
There is a lot of stuff going on at that time too. It's like, it's for the most part, it's like back to back, like GDC, and then right after GDC is PAX East, and it's like.
And then now they got TwitchCon Europe, which is going to be like 2 weeks later or something like that. Not even.
Do you know about TwitchCon in the States by any chance yet? That's like I'm like constantly on the lookout for that, just to see like what's going on. I know for the most part,
I don't think there's any information released yet about it.
Man, like that's what I'm trying to.
Maybe. Well, I may have heard something, but
if you do end up at PAX East, man, we should definitely link up for sure. That would definitely be a good time. But I mean, so you're at South. What'd you like about South? Was there anything that popped out
South,
in games?
I was a little. I'm gonna be. I like South the best. I think it's the best environment to hang out with your buddies and anybody that finds their way down there, because it's a little more. I guess it's probably the most intimate PAX out of the three of them.
Yeah.
Seattle is pretty busy. Boston's pretty busy, but San Antonio is very chill, laid back. Right on the Riverwalk is nice. We usually end up at the pub down there at Waxy O'Connor's and just hang out there.
I was at Waxy. That was probably one of the highlights of my trip. I really like that bar. I really like the Riverwalk. I was there and some like random British guy just like started talking to me and my coworker. And like we were there for like a good hour and a half just chatting, and the dude bought us drinks and everything. It was crazy because I'm not used to that. Like where in my
was it Jam Jar?
Huh?
Did you meet Jam Jar down there? He goes down there.
It's funny. I didn't see a lot of influencers when we showed up. I think when we showed up, like there was a group of influencers that were just leaving, and we had just sat down and we just got a drink. We're like, whatever, let's just have our drink now. It's just crazy, the environment, man. Like it's funny, you take for granted like that there's so much else out there other than where you live. Because I mean, I love the city of Miami, but I mean Miami can be a little aggressive in terms of like random encounters with people. And I mean I felt like when I was in San Antonio, every single person that I met was like, really nice. And I'm talking like when I was outside like of the convention, like anytime an Uber driver came, like they were super like really nice and talkative, and it was just
there's a
different
lot of good
environment,
vibes
man.
down there. Yeah, I the one thing I was a little disappointed was Twitch kind of pulled out. I think this is their second year, and I think last year they did a party, but they didn't actually do anything on the convention floor. And this year they just didn't do much of anything, which is, that was a little disappointing because, I'm a Twitch guy, and that I look forward to meeting all those, the Twitch staff and all that. There was a couple that went there. I know I bumped into, I think Sam and Pluto were there, which was pretty cool. But
Yeah, kind of.
yeah, they didn't really send much in terms of
What's the
the
haps.
Twitch people. Yeah.
I mean, Mixer seemed to have a really big presence at South. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, Mixer's been. I mean, they're still working on that buzz, man. They're still working on that buzz.
Yeah, no, they are. I mean, I met a lot of Mixer people that day. That was that was really fun. But I mean, definitely some standout personalities for sure. I'm definitely keeping a close eye.
Oh yeah, I'm impressed. I mean, there's a lot of people. I don't know if Facebook was down there. I don't know if they were doing anything down there. I forget. But yeah, I mean, no, it's good to have that competition out there. That's for sure.
Yeah,
keep people,
absolutely. That's always the best part about it. Give people options. Because when it's just one person or one company doing something, then
then they have the chance to exploit their stature, and it's because if you're on the internet, so it's really easy to just open up a different website, right?
Absolutely.
So I mean, you got to really make it enticing to stay there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Someone was saying that we did a great job on Towley's tower. Thank you guys, we appreciate that. And Towley looked like he really liked his system too. He did his unboxing earlier today. And
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I was watching him pull it out.
It was fun to watch that. I'm sure that you were hyping yourself up. I'm like, man, I'm gonna get one too. Like,
no, I'm super. I know. I've been waiting. Well, I was talking to Alex the past few years. Like, I'm like, yo, man, what's going on with you guys? I've always liked the crew over here. So I know Alex has thus moved on, but yeah, I was always bumping into him like, yo, man, I like your stuff.
That's
what's
awesome,
going
man.
on?
That's great, man.
So
like, we love to hear that, man. Like, honestly.
So that's why I haven't built one. I've been like, yo, man, let's get this kick started. I'm waiting for, I could have built one. I just figured it was the one I got has still been working fine. So I'm like, but you always dream about the next one, right? Like I find like getting a new PC is better than Christmas for me. For gamers, like you could, you might, Christmas you're getting like your socks and sweaters, and you might get a couple games or something like that. But when every few years you may get a new machine, and it's almost better.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, I know the feeling all too much. I actually just recently upgraded my motherboard. And it's such an exciting experience. It's like I'm there shopping for my board, and it's like I'm taking it home, and I just can't wait to get home and disassemble my computer again, put it back together. It's anytime I have the ability to build a system, I jump on it. Like if I could trade places with PJ right now, I would. Like,
come over.
I knew you'd say that.
Hold on a second. Feel free.
Like it would
I'd love to sit down.
I love. I'm giving you the opportunity.
I love PC building, man. That's why I got into this business to begin with. Like it's surreal to me to this day that I work at a company that's like all about custom building and all about putting these systems together from scratch. And that that's something. That's an important point, guys. Just so you guys are all aware, like what PJ is doing for this build, it's not exclusive to Timmac in any capacity. Like we have a staff of people in the back that are doing these for every single machine that we put out. Like it's not like we have an assembly line of pre-built machines. No, like you put in your order, we get that sheet of paper, we go pick out the parts, we build it, we send it out to you, and the whole process we're letting you know, hey, we got this. Hey, we put this in. Hey, it's looking like this, and here we're shipping your system out. So I mean, it's a process for every single system that gets out of here, and it's always great, man. You know, it's always a good time. The vibes here are super cool. You know, these guys like what they're doing. You know, and that's what's important. You know, PJ himself. I know PJ takes pride in what he's doing. I mean, I know he makes it look easy, but I mean, like PJ is like. PJ, you want to talk a little bit about how
No,
your
keep going. I like
philosophy
what you're
is?
saying about me, so.
Yeah, you like me talking about you, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing.
He only gets this for streams, guys. Like as soon as the stream is over, I'm just gonna start ragging on PJ because we're frenemies.
Frenemies?
Nah, man, I love you, buddy. But yeah, so PJ, what was your first computer that you ever built, PJ?
My first computer that I ever built?
Yeah, do you remember that?
No way, dude. I could tell you that I really sucked at it.
Oh yeah.
Tell you that, yeah.
Well, I mean,
I know the first cases that I was building those Bit Phoenix Shinobis, Corsair. I know that the first cases that I had in front of me were like Corsair 900Ds, 800Ds, 750s, 500Ds. I think 500R if I'm not mistaken. But those were the first cases that I started working on, and that got me comfortable with building. And then once they launched the Prime case, and that's what I had exclusively in front of me. It's every time I build one, I always find something new, like a different way to wire it. So I mean, I really like this case. Dare I say it, I could build it blindfolded.
Don't you put that kind of juju out in the air, because you know that's gonna turn into a stream where we
forgive me for doing it the first time on the St. Jude live build for 10 minutes.
Like, wow. Now I want to see that. I witnessed it, but I really want to be like in the room when that happens. Like,
My question, I never got to watch that because I looked it up and I didn't see it. But how long did the build take?
oh, dude, don't make me lie to you. I don't remember.
That's what my curiosity was. That's what my curiosity like. How long did that build take to do?
That was part of the 24-hour stream.
No, my 24-hour stream that we did, I only did it for 10 minutes. But I could have kept going. And that was a Chronos.
Chat is blowing up and saying Bird Box challenge. Like, are we going to accept this challenge? Chat, or is this what we're doing? Is this what this turned into? Oh boy.
See, the problem though is
Bird Boxing before the Bird Box movie came out.
The one problem I would have is, I mean, I could probably figure out a bunch of them, but once you get to the case wiring to your motherboard, you know, like with the little tiny, like the 2 pins everywhere,
the one pin, like the front pit connectors. Yeah, like there's no. I always think about that. Like if you do a blind build, like how do you do the front panel connectors, PJ?
What front panel connectors? Which one, for the power and the reset?
Yeah,
they're always located in the same spot on the motherboard.
I understand
Bottom
that.
right hand corner.
But,
yeah, but you don't
it's always shaped like an L. I know where the
you're...
lonely pin is. All I got to do is feel it out.
You're a ass, bro. Like you're just.
I genuinely feel like I could do it.
Like that's
no games.
What I did learn over the course of building a handful of systems myself is that the text is always facing down on the front panel connectors, right?
No.
What do you mean no? Like where it says power switch.
You read text? You read the text?
Yeah, I read the text.
I don't read it anymore.
Wow. This guy's like... So you're saying that if I got the front panel connectors and I scratched off all the text...
I could tell you exactly where everything goes. I don't need to look at it. It's just the shape of the pin connectors. You got to know what the pin connector looks like on the board. You might get confused sometimes because some of them might look like a USB 2.0, but it's not. It always has one empty pin. It's always 2, 4, 6, 8, and then one empty pin on the bottom right-hand corner. That's where your headers are.
Now,
right.
Now I really want.
But the feed from the front panel, those are all just like 2 pins, right?
There's even some that are 1 pin. Like, isn't the power switch 1 pin? Like it's a plus and a minus 1 pin.
Nope.
Which one is it? There's one set of them is like they're separated. It's 1 and 2.
Doesn't matter. That's not the problem. It's the case that you're putting in that makes them separate. We have some cases that are separate. Some of them are put together. Like the Prime case right now is 2 separate positive and negative power pins.
James Neely in chat is like, headers are simple. James, can you do it blindfolded, man? I want to see that. How about this, chat? Build a PC blindfolded and post it on social media and just I want to see this. Or how about this? Even better. If you own an Origin PC, disconnect your front headers and do it blindfolded. Oh man, support's gonna be like, no, bro, don't do that. Like, nah, but seriously, don't do that, guys. That's clearly, very obviously, that's a joke.
He's not joking. He's not joking.
Don't do that, guys, because I don't want Iggy to come up to me and be like, "Yo, bro, what? Why did you do that?"
Iggy's gonna come up to you and go, "Why are you making me do my job?"
Iggy and Sergio and be like, "Bro, we got like 20 calls today, and like people just their front headers weren't working. I don't know why." I'll be like, "Dude, I don't know why either. It's weird."
Trying to think of what extra cards I have in here to throw because I think I have a. So what I normally do is I have an extra capture card, internal capture card for like to hook my consoles up.
Yeah, what card do you use?
I think I have the HD60 or the 4K 60 Pro.
Oh, you got the 4K? I have the HD60 Pro. I really like that card. It's awesome.
I think I have both. I think I have it sitting right here actually.
Yeah, you just have it laying around or in his shrink wrap, just not open casually. Yeah, it's fine.
Well, like, I mean, it was an extra one, so I'm not sure. You know, it's I mean, they sent me the internal, so I figured the easiest way to do it is to have the internal card on your gaming PC, and then when you need to, fire it up, I don't have to do any special game capture feeds to the streaming PC. Just let that feed just go right out to the streaming PC, so it's like a double capture.
Okay.
So you just load that capture card on your gaming PC, and it's always just taking what's on your main monitor.
Yeah. And it's taking a load off of your CPU and your GPU as well. It's like acting as its own little encoder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. That's the thing about these capture cards, especially if you're like a console streamer, guys. Like you want a top quality stream, you still need a PC like to do that. Like you need a capture card and going into a PC. So I mean, I know some guys get away with streaming off of their console, especially if they have really good internet. But if you want that high quality 1080 60 frames per second stream, you gotta use a PC to do that.
You gotta be hardlined to the Ethernet in order to do that. Because I tried doing it through my Wi-Fi and there was no go on that.
What, for streaming?
Yeah.
I used to stream on my PlayStation when I had one.
Were you doing it through your Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I was. Surprisingly, I was doing it through Wi-Fi, and it was working out pretty well. Mind you, it would get in and out.
I mean, hypothetically work.
TS Golden, is it water cooled? Yes, it is. The CPU is water cooled. Yeah, if for those of you that are like, I don't need a PC because I can stream off my Xbox. Well, yeah, you can, but it's gonna.
You're gonna look like every other stream out there because there's only one. I don't know how much customization you have for your.
Not much. Like I know that for like on PlayStation when you're streaming it caps at 30 frames per second, 720p. You can't exceed that. So it's like you're very limited in that. But yeah, so it looks like PJ's getting the graphics card in there.
Nice.
Or you already got it in there. So what are you doing? Cabling up the graphics card, PJ?
Yep.
Nice. Dope.
Yeah, it's awesome. You got the grommets just below the cards.
Yeah, man, they're everywhere. There's so many.
That's really nice right there. I like those horizontal ones.
Tides Wow says I have an i7 7700 with this 1060 laptop, 16 gigs of RAM, and an i7 8700 2080. Would it be smart to use my laptop as my stream PC? Let's see here.
Yes.
Let me reread that. And desktop. Yeah, it would be better to game on the 8700K and then use the 7700K as the streaming processor.
Yeah, you want your more powerful machine to be the gaming always, because I mean you get that performance edge. A streaming PC you really don't need much. It does. There is like your CPU is kind of a big deal now. Like the things have changed a little bit now with the 2080s. OBS has been working with NVIDIA to come up with that new encoder, which I think it's only available with the RTX cards right now. So I heard it's much better. Yeah, so that's why I was really excited to see you throwing the 2080 in there, because I have one, and I'm gonna use that 2080 for the new encoder. And I'm hoping that should. So this is indirectly gonna help me boost my stream quality too. That's
awesome
on that side too.
That's great, man. That's really cool that they pushed out that encoder. what I really liked that they pushed out recently was the update to basically support G-Sync on like a non-G-Sync monitor. I think that was really cool, and I tested it out recently, and it works perfectly fine on my monitor now.
Wow, they can do that now.
Yep. It's basically G-Sync support on FreeSync monitors now.
Awesome.
It's a pretty awesome feature in my opinion. And I mean, for the most part, it works. Like I mean, they're very open about the fact that, you know, you might get certain circumstances where, you know, you activate G-Sync, and, you know, you might get some weird blackage or some, you know, stuff like that. But I mean, they also have a list of like tested, compatible, like official G-Sync compatible FreeSync monitors that are out there on the market. And their latest update basically makes it so that, yeah, even if you don't have a G-Sync monitor, you can still get G-Sync support. Now, obviously, the actual G-Sync monitors themselves are, you know, going to be superior because they actually have the module inside. But you know, if you can't cough up however much it is to get those monitors, you still have the ability to have G-Sync and, you know, a smoother experience overall, which is nice.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I run into an issue right now where I'm cloning my main desktop, and so I have an older. I got to redo all my monitors again. That's my next thing. But I've got the first ROG Swift that came out as the first, like,
That's such a nice monitor.
Yeah, it's good, but it's starting to get getting to the point where I'm getting some monitor burn-in because sometimes I forget to turn the monitor off, and it's like, yeah, this thing's on its way out. I need to. But I have an issue where, you know, when you clone your desktop, it takes the you know, it kind of down it runs down to like the slower hertz. So it's like cloning to my capture card and this monitor, and the capture card likes to downscale to 60 hertz, and I'm like, oh my god. But when I do full screen games, it seems to run faster. It's a really weird Windows thing, but yeah, that's been my biggest issue. So I'm hoping if I, with the new, I'm gonna do a little switch around. I'm gonna change my, you know, all my capture cards and all that. I think I'm gonna be able to fix this now.
Yeah, it's actually something that I'm learning on my own. I mean, now that I have the ability to kind of tinker with more toys now, it's definitely on my priority to learn. But I do a little bit of, you know, streaming as a hobby on the side, and something I'm trying to figure out is the use of the capture card, you know, to capture the PC's the stream directly. When I initially tried it, and I'm not sure if you know about this. If you do, then awesome. If not, don't worry about it. But basically, you know, I route the HDMI from the graphics card into the capture card, and then I switch to that display. But for whatever reason, it caps what I'm viewing on the source to 60 frames per second when I want to see, you know, what the monitor is capable of, which is 144 frames per second.
Right.
And that's kind of still what I'm figuring out. I'm not sure if you know anything about that.
I heard there's now like pass-throughs on the monitor, so I'm going to be doing that instead. Because the audio can be routed. Like I have a Go XLR. I think it sounds like you have one too.
Mm-hmm.
So I have yeah. I mean, when I get the new monitor, I'm gonna have a pass-through that hits the monitor, and then it feeds from that monitor and daisy chains to the capture card. So then you have a direct source to the monitor, and it can figure out what to do from there. So
Okay.
you never have that downscaling, whatever that is. Yeah. That's literally what I've been dealing with. Since I've added the streaming PC. But yeah, it's definitely an issue that it's not an easy one to really research.
It's not the most intuitive like thing to figure out, like, and that's why I like streaming in general. It always keeps you on your toes. Like there's always that next little thing to figure out, and it's still relatively new. So I mean, the community behind like very specific solutions is like, when you find that little nugget of information, it's such a gratifying feeling. It's like, yeah, I figured it out, I did it.
There's also NDI. NDI is coming around too, where you can clone you use I think it's OBS, and it sends it over the network to the other machine.
Okay. Yeah, I actually saw a video about that the other day, and it's definitely something that I'm interested in, because I'm also possibly going to have a secondary PC. Right now I do everything off of one system, but I was considering going into a dual PC setup. I feel like that's just like you want to be serious about it. Like it's like the optimal way to go about. I mean, if you have really good hardware, you can definitely stream off of one machine, but you know, for like the top
Yeah.
quality stuff, you know,
But
it's
sometimes
best.
like it just in terms of like, I mean, there are times where you have to reboot your gaming machine in the middle of the stream.
Yeah.
And just, I mean, as much as like you could, you know, it's like people will be like, I don't care about viewer count. You know, you don't want to, you know, just throw away half your viewers because you have to restart your stream.
Yeah.
You know, like, so to have that and still be able to keep the content rolling is really important.
Yeah.
Plus, it takes a little bit of the load off it, and you just,
Absolutely, exactly. It's like you basically have a dedicated gaming PC and then a dedicated streaming machine, and they're not hogging over resources to do one or the other. So you have your gaming PC pumping out games at its best quality, and then your stream coming out, you know, as good as it possibly can. So just in case you guys are wondering, it looks like PJ is currently installing the Corsair RGB fans right now. And it's really nice. Again, our cases are fully modular, so what he's able to do is he's able to take off the top portion of it, install it, and then put it right back into the top of the machine. I mean, I'm not sure if there's a dedicated name for that part there, PJ. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, I don't know what part you're talking about.
The metal, just the metal slip that comes
This
off.
here?
Yeah. Like
This?
No, yeah, that right there. That what you're touching.
The top of the case.
Okay, great. That's exactly what I said.
It's just detachable.
Yeah, and that's the benefit here. You don't have to like get in there and do the awkward, like holding the fan while trying to put the radiator. It's super simple to build in. So again, like because these cases are fully modular, I mean, it's not like we're saying, hey, people buy our PCs and rip them apart. But if you want to get into your system and you want to make a change to it, you have all of the means to do it. There's nothing in our system that's hot glued on, not firing any shots at anybody. There's nothing in there that's soldered on or anything like that. Everything is like completely modular, and for the most part toolless too. I mean, for example, the panels that come that are on the side, you can just lift those off. And they work seamlessly. There's no need to screw the back panel on or anything like that. So yeah, it's these towers specifically are very fun to work in. Tally.
Yeah, I know. I love how the case
Not
designs
Tally.
are just coming.
Timmac. I read Tally somewhere and then I
It's
just
all
said
good,
Tally.
yeah, that's fine.
So
He was saying, yeah, Tally uses NDI, yeah. I haven't actually, I tried it a little bit, but yeah.
So let me ask you, I mean, you mentioned Apex Legends, but I mean, because there's like mad games that are coming out like really
I know,
soon.
man, it's rapid fire right now.
Yeah, on Friday, it's just going to be game after game after game after game. Are there any games that you're excited about that's coming out? Talmac. Talmac.
Crap. What am I looking at here? What do we have coming out? So Crackdown 3 and Metro are coming out now.
I know Lewis is
Far
excited
Cry
about
are all coming out on the 15th, I
Yep.
think.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
3 games popping at once. I got to figure out which one I'm gonna play. Anthem, I'm okay with. I think that's opening up tomorrow to play again, right?
Yeah, I believe it is Anthem. Yep, Anthem also on the 15th.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, I mean, Dead or Alive is March 1st. Total War March 7th. I mean, I think I'm gonna get into Total War. I'm actually really looking forward to Anno 1800. I played that. I don't know if you saw any of those that game at all.
Nope.
It's like a city builder kind of Civ type of game.
Okay.
But I had a lot of fun doing that. I did ridiculous long stream playing that because they had an open. It was either open or closed beta for a few days there, and yeah, man, Anno's my game right now. I never really got into like build like city builder types of games on my stream before, so that was it was different, and I think that it was very well received. So I'll definitely be playing that one. I think that's April 16th though. That's a couple months ago.
I don't think I've ever played like a builder in that capacity. Like I would always watch my buddies play, like for example, like the roller coaster builders and stuff like that. And it's just maybe I was too young, but like I just felt like it was like way too much work for the payoff. But I don't know. I feel like as my taste in games start to mature, I feel like that could be something that would entertain me.
Yeah.
But
I've
like,
noticed like when I play a game though, like I just really want to like beat it in a way, like in tech through, like if I'm playing like a survival, like an arc or something, I just want to level to the max and just get everything you need. And these city builders are just that. Like you just tech your city up to a high level and then you manage it.
it seems very intimidating. Like, is it like if for someone who's never done it before, is it easy to get into, or would you say that there's like a large learning curve?
Yeah, no, I would say it's easy because they give you a tutorial. It's like, okay, you need to put a farmer's house down. Now you have to put a market down because they need that. And then it's like you're just looking at the base needs. You click on something and it shows you, okay, they need clothes now. So you build a farm and a knitter or something like that next to it. So you make a sheep farm and a knitter, and then they bring it to a warehouse, and then that supplies everybody's clothes. It's really pretty basic, and then you like it's really as much as like you might find that you hit a brick wall at one point. You're like, oh, now I got to do all this, and then you start figuring out. You're like, oh, you kind of figure it out because everything's very modular in that sense, where every little need is a different type of like worker or building or whatever. But once it may need a specific, like, so there's farmers, there's workers when you upgrade the farmers, but everything is still kind of needed. So you have this real balance thing, but with like easier settings, you may get more money and more resources, whereas harder settings, they'll give you less money and less things you can farm. And you might have to like either trade or occupy another island to get that kind of resource and then like kind of ship it back and forth. So they do take some of the weight off of you if you want to play on an easier side. I would definitely recommend playing on easy mode, like normal mode,
just to get into it. And then I got you.
It's really not hard at all, though.
Okay,
you figure it out fairly quickly. I mean, if you know how to build a PC, I think you'll be fine with that one.
Yeah, you say that, and then it's like I'll get in there. I'm like, I'm lost. But let me ask you, what would it, if I am interested in getting into like a builder kind of game like that, what would be the pinnacle game of that genre to play?
Well, I honestly think Anno is the one right now. That's the one coming. Okay. I don't know if they're going to do another beta weekend or something like that. That'd be great. But City Skyline is more of just a city build. Anno adds a little bit of like combat to it too, though, because you have like it's 1800, so you end up having like you can have like big warships. They're like pirate ship type stuff, and
wow.
Yeah, so you there's pirates out there that'll try to sink you, or you can actually befriend them and then ally with them. They'll have that might piss off another group of another faction out there. So, but I don't know if you've ever played Civ. It's kind of got like the mix of like sea battles from I don't know what game I describe that to but yeah, it's a good mix of city building and a little bit of combat.
Someone in chat said Stellaris. Is that a game that rings a bell to you?
Stellaris? I haven't played Stellaris. No.
That just by the sound of that game, it sounds like it's a little more space themed. Am I right, chat? Maybe, I don't know. Kind of just tossing out guesses here. But yeah, man. Anno definitely, yeah, space theme. Okay, cool. Yeah, that also sounds like a lot of fun. But what you're describing, Anno, does sound like it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and there's some cool other there's a couple other cool really cool things that once you get your ships out there, you'll find you'll get like special people that can boost like the attack rate of them that they can occupy in that ship, and then eventually they'll give you missions to explore, and you'll come back with these really rare things, and it's or you can discover a new land, and then just then you'll have this whole new area where it was where in the beginning it was very kind of just standard like grassy islands. Then it game you explore and you find this new world, and it's like Tropico. It's kind of, I don't know if you've ever seen Tropico, but it was like super tropical. You're like doing plantains and coffee.
Oh wow,
and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, like totally different crops and all that, which was really cool.
That's wild, man. It really makes me think that there there are too many games out there, and like
Yeah,
it's just
yeah, no,
it's difficult to move on to something because it's so easy to get distracted by the next thing. I know that you know what I'm talking about, where it's like you just want to play one game, but it's like, oh, but this game's out, and it's like you gotta play it, and it's just there's
yeah.
it used to be
And then
like
you have like your streams expecting another thing. For me, like you have that kind of like, oh, what do they want to watch? You know, what would I have fun that they would also want to watch? You know, that's the balance.
so let's talk about that. We'll talk about that right now, but just yeah, I see a lot of people asking about specs, and just in case you guys
Okay,
didn't
yeah,
know,
go
all you
for it.
guys all you guys got to do is just his exclamation point specs, and it should come up. We also have the specs running down on the bottom bar there. And you know, just to go over, I'll go over the specs one more time. But this is currently what we're building for Timmac right now. We have the Origin PC Millennium with standard orientation. It's got the black internal with the HD UV panel, 1,000 watt power supply, EVGA Supernova G3, very powerful stuff. We got the EVGA black sleeve cables, with the EVGA Z390 FTW motherboard. It's got the Frostbite 240 AIO cooler. It's got the Corsair RGB fans, the 120 millimeter fans inside of the build, which adds a lot of lighting and RGB goodness to the build. We also have the Intel Core i9-9900K 8-core CPU powering this whole thing. It has a 5.0 gigahertz turbo there. We also have the RTX 2080 Ti 11 gigabyte NVIDIA GeForce RTX card, which will enable Timmac to go ahead and utilize all the RTX DLSS features. And then we have 64 gigs of 3000 megahertz Origin PC approved RAM. It's that's going to be powered by Kingston there. That is RGB RAM as well. So we're keeping the RGB train going here. Then we have 2 whole terabytes of storage, or 1 drive for the operating system, 1 drive for the storage as well, and those are both Seagate powered drives. And then all of this is wrapped up in the Origin PC crate as well. So I mean, basically, anytime you get one of our desktops, we put it in this awesome wooden crate. And you can use that wooden crate too. You don't have to get rid of it. You can just keep it and use it for storage and all of that good stuff.
Yeah, my wife will probably end up making use of that for sure.
So PJ,
she's really into the storage stuff. Like she'll like organize the garage and all that. She paid somebody to come in and redo our garage and all that. I'm
really?
like, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something therapeutic about rearranging your space.
Oh,
like,
yeah. My room is a disaster. She like hates coming in here, which is it's well designed in that fashion.
Oh, okay. So like when you're off camera, does she like rearrange your stream room for you?
No. She doesn't touch this. No. This is my man cave. That's my own space. That's a beautiful thing about having a camera that kind of points up. You don't see the clutter on my desk over here.
Well, I mean, it's cut off on our end, but I mean, I have to ask, man. This is just from like my own personal use of instruments and just my background. I see a keyboard there, man. Do you play?
Oh
Do you
yeah,
play
yeah.
instruments?
I do play the keyboard. I haven't hooked up. I just got the cable. I had to get when I got the Go XLR. I had another mixer, so I had 2 1/4-inch cables running from there. But that didn't have the input for it on the Go XLR. But it did have an extra game input, which uses optical. So I got the optical cable. I just have to just got to run that and plug it in. And then I haven't played it in a month or so. So since I got the Go XLR, so I just was just slacking on getting the cable. But yeah,
you can whip up some good tunes on the piano.
Yeah,
Nice,
I
man.
jam out. I don't really I do a lot. I play a lot by ear, or I'll look up like chord charts and figure out songs that way.
Uh-oh. I hope I didn't just turn this into people saying for you to play.
Oh, they've been asking. Go away, Chad. I'm not doing it yet.
Someone in chat earlier asked, if you should put your games on your OS drive or on your storage drive if it's just a standard hard drive. That's a good question, and ultimately it comes down to preference. I mean, if you have a small OS drive, like if it's like 250 gigs, and you're trying not to clutter it up, or you kind of lose track of what you put on your storage, I would recommend putting it on your secondary drive. Especially if your secondary drive is also an SSD, because that's just going to result in, you know, quicker loading times and things of that nature. But let's say, for example, you know, you have a 1 TB operating system drive. I mean, it's not like your programs and your OS are
Right.
going to take up all that space. You can still run your games off of your operating system drive as well. Just be cognizant of the fact that, you know, you're taking up that space as well. For the most part, a lot of the things that you download defaults to put, you know, your operating
Your
system
C
drive.
drive.
So that's just something that you need to keep in mind, that when you download an application, for the most part, you know, you have the option to designate where you want a certain file to download, especially games off of Steam or Blizzard or anything like that. It gives you, the very first thing it asks you is, you know, do you want to install, you know, choose your drive that you want to install it on.
Right.
Just make sure that, you know, you're aware of that and you're not just clicking away, because, you know, sooner than later you'll fill up your C drive and then, you know, you might get like performance degradation. I mean, again, this all depends very, very much on the capacity of your drive. So if you have a 1 TB drive, it's not, you know, common for people to fill that up. But if you have a, you know, even something, I mean, my very first system had a 120 GB drive, and I was like, yeah, that's all I need. And next thing you know, I was like, you're running out of space. You have to be aware of that. So I hope that
Yeah,
answers your
especially
question.
like, I mean, like right now, it says, oh, you can preload Anthem, and I was like, okay, how much is that gonna do? I was like, our preload is 51 gigs. So if you have a 256,
there you go. That's most of your
that's a quarter of
drive.
your drive right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Omar, thank you so much for that Twitch Prime sub, man. We really appreciate that. Hashtag for the kids.
For the kids.
For the kids, baby.
Kids.
For the kids.
We really appreciate
Yeah,
that. Sub,
I did a poker event where it was a charity poker event in Vegas, and man, they did most of the guys got, you know, whoever, you know, if you won, you got to pick which charity you went to, and St. Jude just, it's such a that's the one people love. So I'm glad you guys are picking that one for your primary.
That's yep. We definitely know it's for a good cause. Someone said, is my opacity? It might be. I'm just a ghost today, guys. Don't mind me. I'm doing ghostly stuff.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I like the effect.
I
Yeah,
actually like the effect too. When I noticed that, I'm like, oh no, and then it's like, wait a second, I like this. This is cool. Kind of makes me look like I'm see through. I don't mind it. But thanks for pointing it out, Beta Shades. We appreciate that, man. And Beta Shades, thanks for joining, man. I miss you, buddy. It was nice meeting you, man. You're a cool dude. I met him at South. He's got a cool little product with his glasses. They like have like neon lights all around them. Really cool stuff.
Oh,
man.
cool.
Yeah. It's like if you need to up your swag, that is the ultimate way to do it.
Tech out with the RGB shades.
Oh man, yeah, it's killer, man. It's really cool stuff. It definitely pops out in a room, that's for sure.
So I had a question. I'm not really too familiar with the what's the UV panel? How does that kind of work? Because I mean,
it's basically a print. Like it's rather than like painting the image on, we could print via UV on the panel, and what's nice about it is that it's scratch resistant. It doesn't peel or flake or anything like that. It basically like becomes one with the glass. And so yeah,
wow, cool.
I mean, and you can do that with just about any image. I mean, I'm probably not doing a great job at explaining how the process works, but I do know what the result is, and the result is it's essentially it's scratch resistant. It's a really high quality image that you can put onto the panel itself.
Cool.
So,
Is it like I'm assuming it's kind of like semi-transparent, so you can see it through, or is it just right on the glass?
No, it's a print right on the glass. It's not.
Oh,
it's not
okay,
transparent.
okay. So it's more like kind of like a vinyl-ish in a way.
Yeah, PJ,
Mm-hmm.
is that more or less what it is?
What?
Like a vinyl kind of print. I mean, I don't know the exact process. I've never personally seen it, although I really want to.
It's like a vinyl print. It feels like a very heavy duty.
I mean, well, it's a UV print.
Yeah, so it's like literally whatever image is literally just printed directly right onto the glass.
And it just basically becomes the glass.
Yes.
Yeah. So again,
It's not etched or anything.
yeah, it's like it's crazy because it literally becomes part of the glass. You don't feel anything. Although we do have textured prints, which is a whole nother animal. It's really, really cool. Like on our laptops we can do, and even on our desktops we can do textured prints as well. And it like you can do like a wood effect to make it look and feel like wood, or you can get like a 3D image. We actually have in And in one of our showcase rooms, we actually have a panel with an iguana, and you can actually feel the scales on it. It's really cool stuff, man.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're gonna see what your print looks like when PJ's all done, and obviously we're gonna show you what it looks like with all the lights on and everything. It's
Sweet.
yeah, man, it's some solid stuff. So I have to ask.
I wasn't sure what to send you guys. So I think I did the wing logo. I think I went with.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah. Okay.
I know that I saw the print, like I was holding it right in my hands, and it looks sweet. Like when we actually saw the image like rendered online, it was like, oh yeah, that's cool. But then when you're actually holding it, it's way cooler in person. So
Nice.
trust me when
Awesome.
I say that when you see the quality of the image, it speaks for itself, man. You
Sweet.
have the cool components
Nice.
on one side, and then when you flip it, you have your awesome logo on the other. So I really can't wait for you to see it.
Cool,
I can't wait
cool.
for you to show
All right,
it off.
gotcha. Okay, I wasn't sure. All right.
Yeah. Basically, on the reverse side, so basically the opposite side of where PJ is currently on right now.
Gotcha.
Like
the cable management side.
Correct.
Gotcha. That's where
that's where your
so
logo
you have the
is.
glass to show the components, and then the other side.
Correct.
Awesome. Okay.
Yep. And yeah, that's true, guys. You can follow us on all social media. We're everywhere: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Do we have a Snapchat? We have a Snapchat. So, I mean, we're everywhere, boys and girls. All you got to do is just type Origin PC and you'll find us. So, I mean, it looks like PJ is pretty close to finish. So, I mean, if any of you guys are, trying to sneak in any questions, or you guys want to maybe ask Timmac something, now is your time. I mean, because it looks like PJ is pretty much close to finish.
Damn. That would take me like 5 hours to do.
It honestly, man, same. I don't know how he does it.
I wouldn't even have the cable management nearly like that clean.
Like he's a robot. I'm not convinced that he's a real human being. But yeah, no, it takes me forever. It takes me like just to do my motherboard swap. That was like an all day thing for me. Like because I'm very like did I miss something? Like I triple check so many things that I don't need to. I'm sure that if I did it as frequently as PJ, I wouldn't have to. Does the case have magnetic dust filters? Not magnetic.
No, it's got Velcro attachments on it.
But they are Velcro. So I mean, all you got to do is take the panel off, and then you'll have it just rips right off, and then you can put it right back on. Takes me 2 hours. James Neely is over here flossing. He's been flossing in chat all day about his building.
Challenger, bro. You can come over here, and I'm pretty sure you could build it in 2 hours, but can you build it cleaner than me?
Ooh, those are fighting words.
That's the question.
Anybody
could build. I could build a computer in 30 minutes. Doesn't mean it's gonna be the cleanest thing in the world.
Why 1,000 watts, 750? I mean, we gotta. I mean, 2080s are powerful. Yeah, and you're right. But I mean, we just gotta. We gotta.
Gives it the scalability
we
too.
We gotta have the best of the best. But you're absolutely right. You could use a 750 watt power supply. You don't need to get a 1,000 watt. So I mean, obviously for your own build, absolutely, man, you can definitely do that. It's totally doable. 750. I have a 750 watt power supply in my own personal rig, and it's perfect.
Oh, I got a major headache.
And I mean, if you wanted to add more components, like if I wanted to slap another card in there, or take the 2080 I have, it's the exact model as that one. So if I wanted to SLI it, I have that to throw in there. It's got the power to do it.
So Tim, I'm going to slightly rephrase somebody's question, but how did you like hear about Origin PC? Like what was your first exposure to us?
Well, I mean, I've been around conventions for a while, and I bumped into Kuzi quite a bit. He was always there.
Yeah,
I learned initially, I think through a lyric build. I got a lot of pretty much all my exposure in the beginning from lyric and all that. So, I think I just hit my 6 year, 5 year with him. So I've been around him for a long time. So been watching, seeing what kind of builds he's been getting and all that. And I did watch, I think, his build stream. So I was really into that, and I like the vibe of you guys. Other companies did come to me and give me offers, and I was like, nah, I don't really like the vibe as well. These guys are pretty chill over
Man,
here. I'm holding off, man. Sorry.
that's so awesome to hear, man. We really appreciate that, and yeah, I mean, we all miss Kuzi here for sure, and it's definitely one of my efforts to make sure that I continue those relationships with all
Yeah,
the people,
man. No, I wouldn't change it anyway.
And I mean, again, we really appreciate the fact that you're here with us today, and your interest in the company, man. It means a lot to us, man. It's always cool to work with streamers and influencers such as yourself.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys are, and I'm all about the companies that really care about the Twitch as a whole, or I mean, I don't care where it is, just the content creation. A lot of companies will take that overhead view and just the business side of it, and just you may see their logo out there, but they're not as involved with the community, which I noticed you guys are very well. I mean, just to do these build streams on live on for Twitch to watch and all that's really cool that you guys are involved in that way. And
yeah, man,
that's more impressive in my eyes.
It's definitely an attempt to like appeal to like multiple audience at once. I mean, we basically want to make sure that we're catering to the gamers, to the followers of whoever we have on. So I mean, it's really cool that we have your audience here as well. But there's people here that genuinely want to get into this line of work, that want to build PCs on their own. They want to get into this where maybe you've never built a PC before, and you really want to build your first PC. This is a good outlet for you to come here and to learn how to do that. We definitely want to make sure that we are reaching out to all those people, which is why I emphasize if you got questions, fire them off, and I'll do my best to answer them as they go along. And even off stream, all you guys got to do is hit us up on all of our social media, and we do our best to respond to everybody and to make sure that we're answering questions when it comes to hardware, especially the hardware that we sell and that we provide. And on that note, I mean, I know I spoke about our support and the fact that we're 24/7, but I mean, our sales is also very, they're very great at answering questions. They're very friendly. They're not there trying to, force you to buy the most expensive system there. I mean, you say, hey, I have $2,000 to spend, and our guys back here in the office will guide you and tell you exactly what you need. After, listening to what your needs are. It's not like a, press 1 for, no, like you call our guys up and they're there, and they walk you through the entire process if need be. And our sales is open from 9 in the morning all the way to 10 o'clock in the evening, Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys have questions about builds, or you're remotely curious about PC building in any capacity, just give us a call and we'll be happy to help, and we'll set you up. And our support extends past our support. I mean, it's our sales, it's everybody. I mean, if you see us at any convention and you see us with our Origin gear, just stop us and to talk to us real quick, and we'll be happy to tell you what we're doing and what we're all about. I mean, we definitely want to make sure that we're catering to PC gamers, PC enthusiasts, gamers in any capacity, streamers such as yourself, man. That's exactly what we're here for.
Awesome.
Origin
yeah,
PC.
that's the vibe I got too, man. Like, you guys seem like you're willing to help, and you're there to you're there because you love this stuff, not just because you're trying to make a business out of it.
Exactly, man. This isn't work for me, man. This is again, it's I'm constantly pinching myself because this is like I'm surrounded by the things I love, and I'm surrounded by the people that make that happen, and it's such a cool experience, man. It's a blessing, man, that to say the least. And I got people like PJ looking after me, man. Right, PJ?
No.
Oh, you love me.
No. How close was I to you when you were sick?
Huh?
How close was I to you when you were sick?
It was funny, man.
That's the distance I keep.
It's I think this whole week I kind of had a little bit of the sniffles, and this guy just like completely like spin moves me every single time I walk in the hall.
I'm trying to get sick, man.
He does not like touch me at all right now. I feel like I got better. I
get it. I've dodged the bullet on I think the last 3 conventions it might be now, without getting sick. Those are the scariest places to go to when you're worried about that kind of stuff.
I don't think I got sick from the convention. I think I got sick from the sporadic weather that San Antonio had. Like when we showed up, it was beautiful. And then the very next day, it was like cold and misty, and it was really weird. Like I've never seen weather like that before. But yeah.
Then you come to Miami, back home, and the weather's all
Start-
weird and crazy too.
Well, I'm used to Miami sporadic weather. Like to some extent, I can like kind of predict like, yeah, it's gonna rain tomorrow.
yeah, but
yeah,
when
it's
was the
gonna
last
be
time it
sunny.
was predicted that it was gonna rain and then it dropped to 42 degrees?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
no.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, that's no bueno.
Yeah, I was just down at Sarasota this past weekend too, so I was feeling the weather down
Oh,
there.
it's
pretty
gotta
good,
be-
though.
it's
This
gotta
past
be
weekend
mo-
was pretty nice.
It's got to be cold up there, mind you. I'm a Miami native, so
Yeah.
anything below 70 and I'm freezing, dude. Like,
Nah, it was like 72 to almost 80. It was just beautiful. Yeah, it was great. The
I'm
whole
a
weekend was
Miami
like
native, and I can't wait for the weather to be cold. I'm the first guy outside in shorts and a t-shirt in 60-degree weather.
that.
Did you guys notice that I'm the only guy here wearing a sweater? Because I'm cold right now just because I have a fan blowing on me. I get
Millenn-
cold easily, man. I don't know.
Millennials, I tell you, bro.
I guess. I don't have no meat on my bones. I'm a skinny
No.
dude.
Wah.
Wah.
I don't know weather in general. I'm inside all day.
Exactly. Like when you're a gamer, it's like weather doesn't mean anything to you. You're
Yeah,
just
because you don't go
I
outside.
know.
Exactly.
You get, all these gamers think they're conditioned to like whatever environment they're in. I'm like, you don't go outside. You
The
don't
only
even
thing that
know.
The only weather you're worried about is what temperature the air conditioner is at inside your house.
exactly because
Yeah, exactly.
my ambient temperatures need to be on point because I got to keep my stuff cold, baby.
I guess.
Nah, I've been making it an effort to get outside more, to walk more. It's crazy, man. The times
Yeah,
the
I
times we
know it.
live in. It's like the real life is like wow, this is amazing. This is what it's like to be outside. It's crazy, man.
I know. I gotta force myself out once in a while because if I don't, I'm not going anywhere really. My wife's always out and about, and she's like, she'll swing by wherever we need to, whatever's needed at the house because she watches kids and they're always just
Oh,
go from one place to another,
Yeah,
and
that's-
yeah, she just picks crap up and brings it home.
6 past. No big.
Spirit 14 says we hit negative 35 once this year. Yo, no.
Where are you living at?
Yeah, where is that at? Because
Because I
negative.
know like Wisconsin and Chicago got really freaking cold this year too. They hit
Canada was
record-
pretty.
They hit record cold.
That sounds like a Canada temperature right there from that past cold front that came through. Cold snap, is that what they called it?
Chicago did too, negative
Mhm.
25. Ooh. That's the thing, man. Like, I really want to visit some of these cities, but it's scary to think about how cold they get, man. Like, oh my
Yeah,
god.
that's why, like,
God,
why?
that's your
that's-
biggest concern?
Dude, like, I can't imagine what it's like to live in that cold. Like, I think the coldest I've ever been in is 20 degrees in Rhode Island.
The coldest
And
I've
I
ever
wanted-
been was
Really?
30,
I wanted to die.
It was 30 degrees outside, and that was when I went to Colorado. I think it was like 2 years ago. We went to.
Yeah, that's not bad.
we
That's
stayed in-
easy.
Where the hell did I stay again? I stayed in Breckenridge. No,
Then you haven't
I
seen
can't
much
remember the
snow
city
then,
yesterday, but it was
man. You
close to
need to
Breckenridge.
be around there for snow.
there's a brewery over there. That was super fun. I had so much fun. The only thing that stunk is that it was only a 2-day weekend, so I only got to spend 2 days out there.
Uh-oh. When you put the shroud on, that means that you're pretty much wrapping it up.
Yeah,
Is that what's going on right now?
yeah.
Are you
Hopefully,
are you basically finished?
let's pray that it powers on, because you know how my track record with things powering on.
I can't say that I do. Is it perfect?
Yes,
Is it?
yes.
You've never built a system and it didn't turn on first try.
Nope.
That's cool, man. That's 100%. That right there, guys. PJ.
Yeah, I want to build my machine right
Yeah,
there.
exactly. You better knock on some wood, boy. Make sure you didn't jink yourself.
Well, there's no wood to knock on, so
I mean, table over here is wooden.
come over here. I'm knocking on your head.
Okay. Clunk, clunk, clunk. Since PJ looks like he's wrapping up, let me go ahead and throw the specs on the screen just one more time for the people that maybe haven't seen it yet. But right now, what we're currently wrapping up is the Origin PC New Millennium. It's got the standard orientation. It's got the black internal with the HD UV print, which you guys will see shortly. We made a custom UV print for Timmac. It's got a 1,000 watt EVGA Supernova G3 power supply with the black sleeve cables. It's also got the Z390 for the win motherboard, or FTW. The Frostbite 240 AIO cooler. It's a liquid cooler here at Origin PC. It's our custom liquid cooler. And it's got the Corsair RGB 120mm fans just to add a little bit of flair to the machine. The CPU here is a very powerful one. It's the best for gaming and streaming, in my opinion. It's the Intel Core i9 9900K 8-core processor, 3.6 gigahertz, and it goes all the way up to 5.00 gigahertz max turbo. And it's got the single 11 gigabyte GeForce RTX 2080 Ti GPU. It's one of, as far as I'm concerned, it's the most powerful GPU out there on the market for gaming, short of the Titan. And this whole machine has 64 gigabytes of 3000 megahertz Origin PC approved DDR4 RAM from Kingston. And it's got 2 whole terabytes of storage, 1 terabyte being the operating system drive, as we spoke a little about earlier. And it's got the 1 terabyte storage drive as well. The operating drive is an SSD, and the storage drive is it's a solid state hybrid drive, so it's a SSHD. All of this is packed in our Origin wooden crate, and all of our machines come with warranty, lifetime, 24/7 support. As I told you earlier, all you guys got to do is basically call any time of the day if you have any issue with your machine whatsoever. If you have any questions, if you want to change something in your machine, all you guys got to do is just call. And basically, we have guys around the clock that are willing to help. And of course, we slap Windows 10 in this machine. So what we got? What are you currently doing right now to the build, other than making noise? Yep.
Not doing much of anything. I'm not doing
Got my
anything.
3.5 drive in there. You know, the floppy in there.
Oh man, that's critical. You need those. I don't remember.
It's funny that you don't even need a CD drive anymore.
I would think that is phased out already, but it apparently it's still very much a requested thing. People need
Really?
it. Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it?
yeah. When I optical drives, when
Yeah.
I was in support, I still had a lot of people that were like, asking about having an optical drive in their machine. I'm just like, I mean, you
Internet,
could.
man.
I mean,
Why?
You do realize this is 2019.
I mean, hey, bro. Some people like their CDs, man. Like, don't get me wrong. I have a CD collection that I like. To
You
use
don't
every
need
so often.
Blu-ray.
Do I?
We do have Blu-ray. I mean, that is an option available for our desktop
Yeah.
machines. We can, for this
true.
build specifically, we could put an internal.
I mean, some people use them as like a media machine, like they'll
Yeah.
have it hooked up to a TV too, and I could see that. That's the only time I see that being. But I mean, at the same time, you could, you just pump 4K internet to it.
Yep. Yeah, it won't. In my opinion, I give it a few more years before, like, builds just manufacturers just stop making discs altogether. It won't be long
man.
before everything is just digital.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the cool thing, I mean, I'm assuming since the internet's coming up so far, oh, there it is.
There it was. Is it on?
Yeah.
on?
Oh, hold on. We're swapping cameras.
Hold on. No, don't turn any lights off yet. Don't turn any lights on yet.
Ooh. Very nice.
I forgot something.
What'd you forget?
Nothing.
Mr. Perfect Record over here.
Mr. Perfect Record, yeah. Perfect
Well,
record
I mean, it
system
turned
turned isn't
on.
it?
That's all that matters,
I'm
right?
I'm just messing with PJ. Anytime I could,
You still got
he
the
still
record
got
there.
it. No, he's the man. I'm messing with PJ. He's the best in the business, guys. What is that?
That means the system post.
Yay!
Need proof in that pudding? Look. Oh, it turns off.
Nice, man. Are we gonna get a dark shot right now?
Your face is a dark shot.
Ooh, you bet it is.
That's a fast post too.
Oh yeah, we're gonna install the
Fast
UV print panel.
Let me get that.
Hold
Let
on.
me get that.
Let me turn off RTX real
Teasing him
quick,
Too much.
because I
Teased
want,
him enough. Hold on, I'm putting his custom panel on right now, the one that he cannot see still.
because I want it to be a surprise. I don't want him to see it until it's actually on. So let me know. This is what happens when we turn our RTX off on our stream, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you so much for that sub. For the kids, baby. Hashtag for the kids. Chat. Let's get that going. Hashtag for the kids. Are we good? Can I turn off or can I turn on RTX?
Yeah, you can turn it on.
All right, awesome. All right, and this is what we're looking at right now, man. This is your system, fully built, fully manufactured.
There it is.
It's a
Better
beast.
looking if I take the glass.
Yeah,
off.
once you take the glass off, you can actually like it's because it's a tinted glass. But yeah, man, look at that thing.
Oh yeah.
That's solid.
Oh my god. That's where are the cables at?
What cables? What cables?
Oh.
And just to make this perfectly
Yeah,
clear,
I
guys,
like-
if you
I
guys,
like, I like to hide my cables.
yeah, there's no such thing as cables.
I know you picked black, but you can only see so much of it, so high and by. They're there though. I promise they're there.
And
That's
there's
crazy.
and they're super easy to like if you need to like change. Not that you're gonna need to, but if you ever need to change any cables, like they're so cleanly routed that you can tell. Like it's very obvious where one cable is going. All you
Even
gotta
under
do
the
is follow
PSU,
it.
yeah, even under the PSU shroud, if you have to replace any cables whatsoever, they're individually zip tied, so you could just pop that one cable out and plug it back in the other one.
It's maybe the
Nice.
camera angle
Sweet.
that's making the graphics card not look level. Something else you have to account for is that on any standard orientation, these cards, they're heavy, so sometimes they have like the slightest of sag. But I mean, it's again,
Whatever.
it's one of those things that you can
I wouldn't even look at that.
like what PJ's doing right now is very much what you can do to alleviate that sag. Just tighten the screws that are holding it down to the chassis, and it should
About
help
as
with
good
that.
as it's gonna get right there.
Yep.
Actually, it looks much better.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
All you got to do
nice.
is just
Hey,
tighten
look
it
at
up.
there.
I mean, they
See,
are
that's why I
thumb
clicked
screws.
straight.
Yeah. They are thumb screws, so I mean, you're theoretically you're supposed to attach that on with just hand tight. But if you want it to get as snug on the motherboard as possible, all you got to do is just
Oh man.
tighten it up.
And then for the piece,
That's awesome.
there,
I didn't know you guys had the LED strip down the side
There you
like
go.
that too.
Yeah, man, it's built into the case. All right, let's turn the lights on so you can see the full detail.
Oh yeah, there it is.
There it is, man. Oh,
Mm,
How you liking it, man? How you feeling
I
about
love
your new
it.
system,
I love
man?
it. It looks fantastic, man. Holy cow.
We're happy you like it, man.
Yeah, that came out really good. Yeah, that was the highest res image I could find of that one.
Yeah, and I don't think I don't think the stream is justifying like how detailed it actually is. Again, I
Oh,
had this in my
man.
hands earlier, and like I was just like gawking at it. It looks really good.
Well, yeah, you're running 720 on here, so I mean, you don't think you could run 1080 on this on the stream? Because I mean, you're pretty it's pretty static static stream image. You're not like it's not like you're running through like grasslands or anything.
That's a good question.
I think you guys be able to push that to.
We should be able
1080,
to.
60. I don't think you'd have any issue.
And that's you earlier when you were asking about like how it prints on the glass. You see how on the inside how it's all black.
Yeah, I totally get it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks like all blacked out on the inside. This is just gonna get wiped down, but you can't really see it. It's like a sealant that goes over it, so you really can't tell.
Sweet.
Boom.
Yeah,
No,
man.
that looks so good. I love it.
We're really happy that you like the system, man. And obviously we want to see you unbox it. We want to see you play on it, man.
Yeah.
We're super excited for you, man. Like we this is always the best part. So yeah, man, that's the build. I mean, I'll go over the specs just one more time, just so that you guys know exactly what we put together. What we just built right now was a Millennium. It's a standard orientation. It's got the custom UV HD print with the black internals. The 1,000 watt power supply, EVGA sleeve cables, EVGA Z390 for the Win motherboard, Frostbite 240 AIO, and that's our custom cooler right there. The Corsair RGB fans, 120 millimeter fans. Intel Core i9 9900K 8-core processor with a 5.0 gigahertz max turbo. It's got the single 11 gigabyte NVIDIA GeForce 2080 Ti GPU. 64 gigs of 3000 megahertz Origin PC approved RAM. That's the DDR4 Kingston RAM. That's RGB powered, by the way. It's got the 1 terabyte Seagate Barracuda 2.5 SSD and the 1 terabyte Seagate Firecuda 3.5 inch SSHD, all packed inside of our awesome Origin PC wooden crate with 24/7 lifetime support. And what we got going on before we sign off here, guys? A little quick spinny. PJ, every time you do that, I'm like so scared that it's just gonna fly off, dude. Oh man, that makes me so nervous to watch.
Oh man, actually, I didn't even see all the detail of the
The panel?
Oh yeah, the detail, the extra,
Yeah,
extra
that's-
imagery
See?
around it. That looks so cool.
Yeah, man, it's great, and like it's that blue really does pop. Like again, it's all about the lighting that you're in, but when you see it in person, it looks really nice, man. Look at
Yeah, no, it
PJ
looks
admiring
good.
his work.
I'm loving it, man.
I did that.
That's a sleek build right there. Now I
He-
saw you doing some adjustments on the front there. What were you doing on that?
Oh, you can see the blue now. Look how rich the
PJ,
blue is.
he said that you were doing some adjustments. What adjustments were you doing earlier?
What adjustments?
I mean,
I don't know.
the GPU. Oh yeah, that's when we tighten the
Subtle
GPU.
GPU adjustment.
Yeah,
so
just
Oh,
to-
right. Okay.
Just to make it a little bit more snug on there. But yeah, guys, if you want a PC like this, all you guys got to do is just go onto the website, build it out exactly how you want it. You can put your own image just like Timmac did here, and you know, hit purchase, and then just so you guys are aware, we have all of our promos running right now as well. This is currently what we have going on. We have the upgrade to your heart's desire, you know, for the month of February. If you get any of our desktops, if you get this specific desktop, you get a free upgrade to a 2 terabyte Seagate FireCuda 2.5-inch SSHD, or a upgrade to a 500 gigabyte Seagate Barracuda 2.5-inch SSD drive. So whatever you guys want, you guys have the option there. Plus all of these really awesome bundles, promos that we have, which I'll go over shortly. We have the new laptops here with the RTX. So the same graphics card that we have, or not the same, but the same line of graphics card that we just put into this desktop, we actually have on our laptops as well. So we have very powerful laptop powered by RTX graphics with 144 hertz display for the most buttery smooth gameplay that you can get. And it's all streaming capable, VR capable, 4K ready. We got the best laptops available. And then those promos that I was telling you guys about, right now, if you get any, even with a laptop or a desktop, if you get any RTX card, minimum of a 2070, you guys get this bundle here of Battlefield 5 or Battlefield V and Anthem in both of those games when you get any of those cards. And we have the Fortnite bundle as well. If you don't want to get RTX, or you're fine with getting GTX, the 10 series cards, that's perfectly cool. You have a bundle that goes along with that. If you get a 1070 or a 1060 graphics card, you get the Fortnite bundle, which comes with 2,000 V-Bucks and a bunch of awesome skins there if you're a big Fortnite fan. And then if you get a Ryzen processor right now, if you get a Ryzen 7 or a Ryzen 5 processor with your system, you get the Division 2 to go along with that. So there are plenty of options there available for what you guys want. Plenty of promotions there if you guys are interested in doing a build. And you can spec out your system exactly as you guys see it here. Timmac, man, I really appreciate you joining us, man. Like, I really, again, like,
me, man. This
the
is
best,
sweet.
the best part about this is when you actually get it and start using it, man. We're really excited
Oh
for
yeah,
you to,
I know. I can't wait to fire that up.
like, and again, man, if you need anything, and this isn't just exclusive to you. If you need anything, all you guys have to do is just give us a call. We'll be more than happy to talk to you about anything, related to your machine, and that's what we're here for, man. When you guys get an Origin PC, you guys join #OriginPC family. It's not just, you guys aren't a customer, you guys are part of our family, and you start throwing up those #OriginPC families up in the chat, guys. So once again, Timmac, thank you so much for being here with us, man. We really appreciate it, and we really look forward to seeing you use the machine, man.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. This has been fantastic. I can't wait to fire it up and start
Do you have Instagram?
pulling some noobs.
Hey, Timmac, are you on Instagram? PJ's asking.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. I got what is it, Timmac TV on Instagram, I think. I'm not sure. Yeah, if I put some stuff on there, yeah.
Okay, cool. I mean, I think
I'm
PJ
trying
just
to
wanted
get my I'm trying to get my socials, because they're a lot of them are inactive. So I was poking my guys at Nerd Fusion, be like, "Yo, can you help me get those back somehow, or get them?" Because they're definitely inactive. I'm trying to get a Timmac across the board.
Awesome, man. Well, I mean, whenever you do, we'll tag you on our whenever we have stuff, and we'll keep all this social media relationship going, man. And again, we really appreciate your time here with us, man.
Hey, thank you very much, guys. It looks awesome.
PJ loves taking pictures of his awesome work, and he takes really good pictures, even with cell phones, man. This guy is a natural born photographer.
Yeah, I know. I mean, see, what I love about you guys is you guys are gamers.
Yeah.
I can tell you. I mean, you don't have that wall of games over there if you guys aren't gamers, for sure.
Oh yeah, no,
I see that Quake 1 down there.
Don't get me started on Quake.
Actually, I see that's Quake 4. Oh yeah, you got a
Quake
Quake
3
there.
Arena was one of my favorites, and I really like Quake Champions.
Yeah,
but yeah, man.
Quake 3. I was Quake 2 in the beginning. I did end up going to Quake 1 to play Team Fortress though.
Oh man, Team Fortress, Overwatch, all those team shooters, man. Yeah, again, I can talk for days. I can do a whole separate stream on that.
Yeah, I know it. Good
All right.
stuff.
So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. We're gonna let some music play out while we go ahead and we start closing off on the stream. But guys, thank you, Timmac, thank you, everyone in chat, thank you guys so much for joining us today. We're gonna be doing this again. We're actually gonna be having a live stream on Friday as well. We're gonna be playing some games. I'm sure that we put up some social about that. We're gonna be it's basically a marathon, guys. So if you guys want to see us play a bunch of games and another live build, tune in on Friday and we're gonna get that done. It's gonna be for Crucian live build. So guys, check that out. On Friday, we're doing another one. It's not often we do 2 of these in a week.
That's my 24-hour live stream partner right there, man.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, dude, he stayed here the whole time with Kuzi and I.
Oh, that's right.
He stayed here the whole time.
So I
Cut his
mean,
hair and all.
it's gonna be
No
nuts,
way.
guys. Yeah, tune in on Friday because we're gonna be streaming all day. We've got a lot going on.
Sweet.
All right. Well, thank you so much, man. I'm gonna let Lewis work his magic and wrap up the show, guys. But thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you guys. All right.
Hey, thank you very much, guys.
Absolutely, man. Take care.
Far from home, no place to go, but I don't feel cold. I've been so blind, just lost my mind, but all I have lost I find. Your face reminds me of these games, the memories don't erase.